up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We have been gone for the last couple of weeks, and this is our first panel back. I'm so excited, and unfortunately, we only have one more episode after this, and I think it's going to be a very great episode. But tonight we are here. We meet the family tonight, okay? And this is going to be Ready to Love Dallas, episode number 11. We do have Stacy B, who's going to be joining us a little bit later, and we may have PO joining us, and we may have Really B joining us as well. So we will definitely see. Shout out to you guys in the chat. I see you. Much love to my soulmates. I see you. Hi, Auntie Eva. I see that you're driving. Please be safe. Shout out to all of the viewers that are watching from other channels. You guys, we will be streaming from my channel. We're going to be streaming from Tyrone's channel, and we're going to be streaming from It's J Dub's channel. So make sure you like their video. Give it a thumbs up on their channel, and then go to our channels and then like our videos too. Thank you for the support. We're all supporting each other pretty much in these YouTube streets. We're so excited. I know I'm so excited to be back. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks since we've done the panel. We've missed a whole lot, but I know you guys have got caught up. If you are interested in watching the panel from last episode, definitely go to Tyrone's page. And he did do a panel on his channel with Stacy B and PO. It was a great panel, so definitely catch that panel over there. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you. Shout out to you guys. Hey, let's keep it respectful in the chat. And my soulmates, definitely get to know the soulmates, the viewers from Tyrone's channel. I see some of y'all from Tyrone's channel on here. I see some of y'all from It's J Dub's channel. So let's make this one big happy family. Let's all come together, and don't forget to subscribe to all of their channels. But I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves and pretty much give you the information and where you can follow them on social media and also their YouTube channel. We're going to start with Tyrone and then It's J Dub.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone E. Wilson. Always a pleasure to be on the panels. A little bit of how it works. Us being allowed to share the streams is kind of new for us. So it's probably best that you just open multiple windows, right? Open up Sabrina's channel, J Dub's channel, and my channel, because the way that it works is the chats are separate. So of course, I interact with the people in my chat room, but this chat can see it as well. So we see all of the chats, but y'all only see the chat that you're in. Do you know what I mean? So if you want, you can just open up all 3 pages and support all 3 pages. But we're going to have some fun tonight. Should be good. Thanks for joining. And I think for me, the only thing I have coming up is it is Suicide Awareness Month. So I will have a talk on my channel about suicide on Wednesday and tomorrow night. For the soulmates, y'all might see a little bit of Freaky Ty come out, because we're gonna have Marvin and Juju on the missing link. So it's gonna be some fun. We're gonna be able to talk about all the things that we can't really talk about, but we're talking about on the Sabrina After Dark. So it should be fun, and I look forward to it. So yeah.
Where can they find you on socials, Ty?
Yeah, you can find me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere except for YouTube. It's at Tyrone Wilson.
All right, It's J Dub, and then we'll go to Stacy B.
All right, that's a good message. Thank you, Freaky Ty, for explaining that panel situation, with the chat and all that, because a lot of people don't know that. Appreciate that. What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 commenter, and I'm back on Sabrina Seoul's panel, as well as live streaming on my chat. For those who do know me, I do have my YouTube channel, It's J Dub, and I pretty much do the same thing what Sabrina's doing with reviewing reality shows, but I have some other shows going on as my channel's been on hiatus, but I'm look forward to getting back. And again, like I said, I've definitely made this commitment, so I stick with it. And we're gonna have some fun tonight, because I definitely got something to say. Give it to Stacy.
Stacey B.
I really just don't appreciate how combative all of you guys have been.
I see what you did there.
So happy to have us back at our regular day, regular time. Oh my gosh. And you better come through Miss Sabrina Seoul with some soul looking all fine and stuff. Like a nice rack of lamb chops with that fresh little bob and them bangs. I love it, baby. Fling it or something. Love
it. Thank you, baby. Okay. Where can they find you, Stacey?
Stacey_B with 3 E's on Instagram. And y'all better quit putting some E's in my name. It's Stacey, not Stacey. It's Stacey B.
Wow.
Not Stacey B-E.
Put some respect on her name, huh?
Hey, F you and everything you about. That's what he said. Put some respect on my name.
He did say that, and we did not have a panel to even discuss it. But before we get into all that, just to let you guys know, tomorrow night I will be interviewing Marvin from Ready to Love DC, and I will be interviewing his lovely lady Juju here on my YouTube channel, and I will be hosting it with my co-host Tyrone. You guys know he and we get down and dirty with our interviews with the single soulmates and everything else. I think it's going to be extra fun. Tomorrow night will probably be the PG version of the interview, and then too, if you join my membership channel, which if you go to my main channel and it says membership tab, you can definitely click on that, join the membership, and we're probably going to do the version we can't put on YouTube, that interview version on my membership. So it's going to be for members only. And on that membership channel, we're going to be doing the Ready to Love reviews back from Ready to Love DC and Potomac. We're going to be doing live watch parties with that. We're going to be doing Sabrina After Dark. We're going to be doing just chit chats with you guys, what's been going on, hot topics, etc. Live interviews, just the interviews we just can't put on the mainstream. It's going to be behind the membership channel. So anyway, definitely subscribe to that when you get a chance. And I'm sorry.
Before we get started,
okay.
I don't think you've seen me with my birthday braids, so I just want you to know I'm on one. This is braided, Stacey.
Whoa.
And I'm on one. So I just want everybody to be warned. I don't know if we need to head this conversation, take it over to the subscription channel already. but I want to, since I haven't seen you, I just want to forewarn you.
Okay.
I'm on one. And can't nobody tell me nothing. And today I'm poetic justice. So I'm feeling like Janet Jackson. So nobody can really tell me not a thing.
Okay. I appreciate the
I should have came with a blow pop and chewing gum. You just want to taste my steak.
Oh.
Stacey After Dark.
I mean,
he's there already. Let's go. Let's go.
So definitely shout out to you guys in the chat. You guys know, like, I put the comments on the screen. Sometimes we discuss your comments. Doesn't matter from whose channel. I will be putting them on the screen. Make sure you keep it respectful in the chat. And shout out to Stacey. Thank you for joining us. I just want to say I love the hair, girl. I love the hair. When did you get it done?
My niece did it for me.
Oh, it's cute.
I had to go to somebody that wouldn't. I had to go to somebody that knew not to snatch my edges because we holding on to these edges for dear life. And so I had to go with someone that's familiar with these kind of problems.
Oh my God, you are funny. Okay, Jay Brad. Shout out to Jay Brad in the chat. Jay Brad, this is my hair, okay? So we're gonna call this one on Sabrina head. We're gonna call this one on Sabrina's head. So this is my hair. All right, guys. Okay, let's go ahead. You guys know I like to ask. We literally have one episode left after this episode 12, and then we have the reunion. How are you guys feeling? I know we have not been here for the last 2 panels. How are you feeling about the show? How are you feeling about what Chris did? How he kind of cursed Jessica out? How are you feeling about the connection with, I mean, I just want, how are you guys feeling right now up until this episode?
I'm gonna go first. I mean, I said it back after episode 1. You know, I felt like it was going to be a really entertaining season, right? You know, we always wish the best for everybody. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any strong connections are coming to fruition right now. When it comes to the Chris thing, the only thing I really wanted to see, you know, I'm a big fan of growth. So, you know, I wanted to see some type of action being taken. And I was also anxious to see if it was going to be addressed by Tommy. So, you know, I don't know how that can be said to a woman on TV and not a peep is even said about it. So I don't know what type of message that is being put out. You know, we are normally advocates for excellence and everything. We're also supporters of women not being, you know, the subservient ones of the show. But I don't know. You know, that's just my thoughts. And since they didn't say anything, I don't know. It's kind of disheartening to me.
Okay.
J Dub, what you got?
Yeah, I got to piggyback off Freaky Ty. You know, it's a thing where Uncle Nephew Tommy put it out there that, you know, he's all about respect, and like what Chris did was absolutely disrespectful. You know, whatever he saw or experienced with Jessica, it's you know, it's unexcusable. That's what I'm gonna say. It's inexcusable that he did that. And what really surprised me, like the people who are really back in the situation, were like, "Oh yeah, Jessica is combative." I mean, however you feel, maybe she is, maybe she isn't in your view, but the fact that it was okay for him to speak to her like that on national television, whether it was in private or not, and this is supposed to be, you know, the high value man and what all the women want. Like he just showed he showed emotional instability. I mean, it was ridiculous. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And it's really going along in a pattern of like how a lot of the male cast members are really being exposed. Like the representative, the faces are coming down. You know, we'll get the foot rubbing feel later, but I'm gonna give it to Stacey.
You really want to give it to me?
Yep, we want to hear.
Put you in the middle just by yourself when it's time, like you said. Stacey B, After Dark. Go, Stacey.
So here's where I stand. I have gone through this experience, a similar experience, probably even worse, on this show, off camera, and I wasn't given an apology from anybody. And not only was the issue not addressed, but it was a coup. Every time I say it was a coup against the queen, I'm referencing this thing. So I was eliminated when I didn't have to be a double elimination, because I feel like I was trying to be silenced on speaking on the incident. And in my opinion, it was way worse than this because I wasn't being provocative. It came out of nowhere. Like I wasn't sitting here, you know, rolling my eyes and provoking someone as well. I think that there's absolutely no excuse for the language and the finger and all of that Chris used. I also know, because y'all know our ears be to the streets, I also know some deeper things that he was triggered by too. And that's not to excuse how he acted, but I also think that it's a level of responsibility that has to fall on the provocateur as well.
Maybe it wasn't addressed to Tommy, because after it happened, because technically the only person that could have addressed it is Jessica, and she didn't address it because it happened with just Jessica and Chris.
I mean,
You know
the
what I
whole
mean?
crew was there. They recorded it. I mean, there's an entire camera
Yeah, it was
crew
on camera.
No,
there.
I'm right, but that's behind the scenes. You know, they don't like to talk about behind the scenes stuff because a lot of stuff happened behind the scenes with our season too, and it wasn't addressed.
I think what Freaky Ty was saying, like that they had captured the scene. Of course, Tommy would catch wind of it. It's not behind the scenes, it's right in front of everyone. And something should have been said, because as I said, he is the Mr. Uncle, nephew, protector. You got to respect the ladies. You got to give it to them straight. But that was the exact opposite of what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what's behind the scenes. Like, you shouldn't speak to anyone like that, especially a lady. You know, I don't get it. Like, that's cool.
I agree with that. I
Disgusting.
totally agree with that. I wish he would have used different verbiage to articulate himself at that moment so we can have a better understanding. Like, so everyone can have a better understanding of what's been going on. But we know, you know, I think it was very telling, and I wrote this down because it goes along with, you know, what some of us as former cast, like what we've heard and what we've been told. And y'all know, I always got a little birdie trying to twerk in my ear about something. So one thing that Chris said that I thought was really telling, and like I said, before y'all come for me, I'm not excusing the language, the posturing, none of that at all. Because in the same moment, who was it with Dante? Was it Zadia? When she went off, I had the same stuff to say. Like, that was totally uncalled for. I also think that it was telling when he said, you know, you don't have to go. Some to the fact, like, I didn't drag you. You know, all of his grievances he addressed with her for the most part, like in the dates, in their dialogue. And I think that a lot of stuff was about what was being said and what was going on off the mic.
I just think that they didn't want to waste their time with it. I wish they would have addressed it. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like, why address someone that just got eliminated? Like, in real life, they're like, he's a non-factor at this point. Like, what is, you know, that's what I think.
Which is so crazy, because then we go on the next episode, the most recent one, and we have a whole scene where Maurice is still addressing this with Jessica. And in that moment, that's when she brought up on camera how he was disrespectful with his, you know, his language and his actions in the elimination. That's when she restated it and brought it up to someone else. However, why are we, again, if this wasn't a conversation with Tommy, then why are we in the next episode discussing a word that you don't like? Being combative.
My question to you guys is do y'all felt like in this season Jessica was being combative? Because a lot of people, it's like 50-50. I'm seeing a lot of people say yes, and then I'm seeing a lot of people like, where is the combativeness? Like, we don't see it. Like, what are y'all thoughts on it? Because we haven't really talked about it. So
I think it would be helpful if they would actually show, like, in the dates, like the dialogue, because we've seen it in the dates with her friends, and we've seen it on dates with him and her together, where he's addressed it to her and she has not refuted it when they addressed it together.
Okay. Well, I'll go in. You know, we'll look up the definition of combative: ready or eager to fight. I didn't get that from Jessica. You know, granted, she may have had a disagreement or a different perspective of how Chris wanted. You know, she could be a whole lot of things of what we see. She could be like, let's say, cold or didn't seem to be easy to be affectionate or anything like that. But combative, I didn't see, you know, I didn't see that at all. And just like while we still here, because Chris is gone, rest in peace, that he's out of here. Just the fact that I questioned his character where like when they had that situation where they were trying to find out who called Jessica combative because Moria spoke for the group. And then it's like he didn't want to stand up and, you know, say it. To me, that was like a coward move to me. Like, if you a man, stand up, say what you got to say. He didn't have to be combative. He's like, yeah, I said it, even though we know everything in the ladies' lounge, the men's lounge is supposed to be private, but we know that's not the case. But why not have everybody else say, well, I didn't do it. Well, I didn't do it. And I didn't, all that, you know, that's like some kid stuff. And, you know, I just didn't agree with it. It lacked character. I don't see what everyone sees in Chris. I'm not a woman, but, you know, I just don't see it. It's just, I'm not impressed. You know, it's hard to impress me, but I'm going to let Ty get it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see her be combative on screen. Obviously, that's subjective to how Chris feels about it. But I think it's probably exactly what Jessica was saying, you know, at the end where I don't remember her exact words, but basically she said, I think it's something that has got his attention that isn't necessarily about her. And I think what she was trying to say is, because her and Janelle are friends, you're associating Janelle's behavior with mine, right? Which could have been the reason why at the mansion, when they didn't want to bring it up, and he said something like, well, we all know how certain people react to certain things, so it's no need to bring it up. So I wasn't sure if he was talking about Jessica at that moment or Janelle at that moment. But if he was talking about Janelle, then that would make sense. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not a good time to even have that conversation. But I think a one-on-one would have worked, you know, at that moment. And since it didn't happen, you know what I mean? You know, you could feel some type of way about it because of the way it was done. The apology should have been done the same way, you know, not weeks later. You know, I heard it was something said at the reunion, you know, that was weeks later. And even in the confessionals, he just didn't seem to have, you know, any remorse or anything about it. So, you know, that wasn't a good thing to see. But, you know, to answer the question, we didn't see any combativeness. We saw, you know, a little bit of a controlling thing, maybe when she was taking him around the hoedown. But, you know, he allowed that to happen, you know, so what can you say?
I actually agree with you, Ty, because in that particular scene, so when they were first doing the elimination of Chris, right? The elimination of Sierra, and Jessica was like, oh, wonder where that come from. Janelle was being a hype woman. She was Flavor Flav. Oh yeah, I wonder. She was standing right next to Chris and was like, I wonder where this came from. Like, I don't blame him for not wanting to be double teamed and being like having a whole showdown, like having a whole group fight. Like, I don't blame him for that. And if you are a woman and you allow, you know, your best friend or your homegirl to constantly jump in and ruin, I'm not saying that, you know, it would have been better without Janelle, like the relationship between Jessica and Chris. But if you're allowing someone's negative energy to feed into you and ruin whatever opportunities you have going on or whatever situations you have going on, that's saying a lot about you as well. That's saying about you as well. Because Janelle was, even if you go to the point where, why you checking on Maurice? Why can't you let these grown ass men speak for themselves? Let them have a conversation. Like, you were deliberately trying to pick a fight. And that in itself was combative. And if Jessica really was serious about it, she would have said, let's have a conversation. Chris. I would prefer, this is why, and then educate them. Because clearly the term was used without their knowledge of it. Like, she didn't articulate how it made her feel until she was talking to Maurice. This will stick with me. This will make me look this way. She never said that to Chris, right? In the moment, y'all know how we are on Ready to Love. When we're in production and we're doing a drive-by of the last scene, right? We're speaking directly on that scene. So half of me is like, well, Chris wasn't lying because he didn't say she was combative. He said they had combative situations, argumentative situations. That's what he said. He also said the same thing directly to her in their exchanges on previous dates, on several previous episodes. So I'm not sure what the big deal is. She didn't have no storyline. She didn't have a real connection. And she wanted to extend the check, which she clearly don't need because she's a successful businesswoman, for a few more episodes. Because we know the reason why Sierra was so pressed is because she's like, where this came from. Like, you can't see what this is, Maurice. That's why she was so hot. Every time she looked at it, she was like, this some bull. So let's be real about it. And then I went back and I rewatched this just because I wanted to be on top of stuff, because I knew J-Dub. I know how you are. I know you're a wordsmith too. If you go back to Maurice's elimination comments, he said, well, since this is just a game. Okay. I got a direct quote. Hold on. I'm going to mute myself. Y'all talk amongst yourselves, congregation. I'm going to get the direct quote for you.
But Stacey B, I need you to really hear this. I think your cousin made your birthday braids a little too tight. Where is the real Stacey B? Because you just said to this live chat that Jessica was supposed to have a conversation with Chris after he didn't tell me something, you and all of that. After somebody talked to you like that.
I didn't say after. She was upset about the terminology. Obviously, because it had been said several times. It had been said to her. It had been discussed previously, directly to her, right? He only mentioned the word when he was asked in the lounge, or he was directly speaking to her, right? When he said that to her, she being the strong, educated woman that she is, and that's not sarcasm, I know she is, she should have corrected him immediately. That is what I'm saying.
When are you saying she should have corrected him?
When he first said it to her. I'm not saying after he cursed her out. I'm saying before. I'm saying when we sit in front of my friends. I'm saying when you're sitting here telling me I need to soften, and I was combative. You got a combative vibe from me. You got an argumentative vibe from me. That's when it should have been brought up. I'm not talking about, so J-Dub, I know you wish you can have some tight braids on top of your head, or maybe some cornrows, and maybe it'll give you some common sense so that you don't put no words in my mouth from here on out. And thank you and goodbye. Let me match your energy.
Ooh, I'm with Ty. I want to know, when did Chris say directly to Jessica, hey, you are combative? When did that come up? But what I'm just talking about, I don't even care what nobody talking about. I don't care what was said behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. You cuss somebody out like that, especially your, I guess your ex potential dating, situation. I mean, it's just not cool. You don't talk to people like that. That's a problem. That's an issue. And it shouldn't be ever justified. Because if you can say, well, if this shouldn't have happened, or this might have been said, no, it was not okay for him to do, period, point blank. Ty, you got it.
I mean, we were just bringing up the time that she was supposed to speak to him about it. It seemed like the only time that came up was after the elimination, right? Because that's literally the reason that she almost got voted off. So now that is the time to bring it up. The same way everyone brings up the reason that they were almost voted off so they can work on it. But since he never owned up to it, she literally can't confront him about it because then she's going to really be considered combative.
He lied. He sat there and said, I ain't say it. He sat there and said, I didn't say it.
But then he said it
He
said it point blank to her at the table. Yes, you are.
Yeah, that you are combative. Exactly. He never said, prior to that, he never said it to her face. He just said that he would prefer her to be a little bit more softer. He said it in the men's lounge. Yes. And that's where they got it from. And, still at the end of the day, when he said it to her, and my whole thing is he lied. That's what threw me off, because she went around the room, was like, well, who said it? Who said it? He was like, I ain't say it. I ain't say it. Like, I couldn't believe he sat there and lied. That's what kind of got me. But when he went off on her and he was like, F you, and she should have addressed him at that point. She should have been like she kind of just sat there. But me, I know the type of woman that I am, I would have been like, well, you call me combative, but look at your behavior. Like, right now, like, look at you. Like, what do you call yourself? Now, let me ask you this. You say that I'm combative. How you're acting right now, did I ever act like that to you throughout this whole season? I mean, I just need to know, but she didn't. Maybe she did and we didn't see it, I mean, I just don't know. But I personally didn't really see her combative in this season. I know I definitely seen her as being very opinionated and not being the one for Chris. You know what I mean? And I just don't know, but definitely very disappointing for me. I'm sorry, but y'all go ahead. I just want to put my 2 cents in.
Did y'all go back and watch the men's lounge when they talk about who they feeling and who they not feeling? And did y'all actually hear Chris not say Jessica, or was he saying Jessica as his main connection?
I didn't hear him say Jessica at all. He was talking about Lee, and he was talking about the new, a new blossoming relationship, like how he and Lee had, come together, and that, like, his top initially was Jessica, but now, it was Lee. I didn't actually hear him go in like that.
Well, I'm still going back to Sabrina's point, like with Chris lying and then having that conversation at the combative meeting. I don't think everybody handles everything differently. I didn't feel like she should have to say anything after you get cussed out. Everybody handle it differently. Some people they take a fork and start stabbing the person across from them. Everybody handles things differently. It's just, do you really owe somebody a conversation after they cuss you out? I don't know. Everybody.
But no one is okay. So stop deflecting and acting like you don't understand what the hell I'm saying or what Ty is saying. No one's saying you owe anybody anything after they done disrespected you and cursed them out. No one is saying that. So stop being stuck on that foolishness. We're talking about before this point, a conversation should have been had. And if you really want to talk about who don't owe anybody a conversation, if you are saying I'm off him, he off me, why are we spending an entire episode trying to figure out why he still said I was combative, or if he did, because I knew where it came from? And she lied too. Yeah, I don't know who said it. I want to find out who said it. You lying too, because you knew exactly where it came from and who said it, because at the corrective part, when Sierra was dismissed, they were all with the foolery. I wonder who said it. Like, I felt like it was like the dance off on White Chicks. Yo mama, like, with Chris in the middle, sandwiched in between Janelle and Jessica, when they were acting like that. I wonder who it came from. I wonder what. We all knew. So if that was your experience, why would you have a conversation and address it later when you already got a taste of that? Why, when it was brought up again in the house at the retreat, again at the same retreat, 3 hours later, Why would you try to engage in that foolishness too?
Because she probably didn't seem that it would be something that she would be getting voted off for. That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, these conversations aren't happening. We had 3 different episodes about a thought job. We had 3 different episodes about Phil's financial stability. These conversations aren't happening, right? The time to bring it up is when she's about to get eliminated for something that she was clueless about. So now she wants to know how and why did it come up? And if they're not going to admit to saying it, then what is she supposed to do?
Okay. Well, let me get in here because I need to address Stacey. Yeah, let me get out the way because I was addressing Sabrina, what she said about them being at lunch. And I don't even know what you're talking about, Stacey, but what I do know, you are the prime example of being combative. You're trying to tell people to think and what to think and all of that.
No, you tried to rewrite what I'm saying.
Stacey B, I'm speaking.
Good. I'm trying to demonstrate this is me being combative right now.
That's combative, what you're doing right now. And what
exactly.
And what Jessica was doing at that meeting wasn't actually combative with all the questioning. That was actually passive aggressive. She knew who said it, but she was just
trying to passive.
Okay. But anyway, like I said, I was addressing what Sabrina said. And again, I can think what I want. I can say what I want. You don't tell me what I can't think and say what I want. It's okay.
How do you spell thank?
I said say.
You said thank and say what I want.
Think and say what I want. Think and say. I can think, I can say it. I have the room, I have the right. I don't have to stop anything. I'm not Chris.
Well, you know what? Congratulations. F you and
that that's what I mean. I get it. I get it. People that are angry and hurt,
listen,
they lash out, and talk over people, they yell at them, they get aggressive and all of that.
Let me go.
Goodness. I get it. I get it.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Virtual
call me combative. It's not as offensive to me because I haven't been called combative as many times in my life. That is not my experience. So how I respond to it is going to be different. Just like some women, they're not so bothered by the term aggressive. I'm actually bothered by that. So, I mean, you want to pick and choose, then pick and choose. If this man thinks she was aggressive, that's his experience with her. She said it. She literally said it on camera in the bed when they were chewing on some damn ice in a wine glass, some damn ice in a wine glass. But clutching my pearl, we ain't going to etiquette because you know what? Chewing on that ice in a wine glass, that was combative too. However, my point is, she said, well, he can say and feel what he want to say and feel. And then 2 seconds later, she was like, but I want to know why he said it. But if you off him and if you know he said it, if you don't owe him nothing, just like he don't owe you anything. So why are you still having this conversation about this man that you have nothing with?
Maybe she's trying to work on herself. Maybe
that wasn't working on her. Let me stop being combative, Jesus.
I mean, all right. So one last question. Stacey, you have daughters, right? What if that was your daughter being talked to?
Stop playing with me. That's what I'm going to say. Because one, we ain't about to talk about my kids and bring them up because I'm going to act like, what's that girl name? Oh, I ain't even going to mention her name. We ain't even going to bring up my kids. So stop talking about something that I agree with you on. I am mad and I'm angry and I'm combative and I'm everything that you say I am. And at the end of the day, I still don't give a damn because guess what? Did Ty pay my bills today? Am I worried? Does Ty owe me anything for feeling the way he does? I have never excused how he spoke to that lady. That was inappropriate and uncalled for. So stop acting like that is my discussion here because it's not. But just like what old girl said in the lounge, but if that's over your head, then so be it.
So this episode begins with okay. Wow. God, like now I'm sad that I missed the panel last week because it was a lot to be said. I appreciate you guys' input on Chris because it was a lot. I've seen a lot. I did not watch the interview on shout out to Crystal XO's channel that he had where him and Maurice kind of like went on each other. I think Maurice was kind of going on Chris. Like I didn't see that interview. I haven't really been on YouTube, but it was definitely a lot. And I know it raised a lot of things. So do y'all want to conclude with that? Do y'all have anything else to say so we can actually move on to the episode and we get started? No? Okay. All right. My gosh. Oof, Lord. Okay. Moving right along. We are going to share my screen. All right, is it shared? All right, perfect. All right, guys, moving right along, we are going to start with thank you for you guys in the chat for hanging around. I know it's been 40 minutes in, but we're going to go ahead and get started on the actual episode. The episode starts with Tommy meeting the Thunderous Three in the lounge, and he tells Phil, Quentin, and Maurice the ladies will meet their family. Quentin is the first up with his cousin Darius. They will be meeting Lee. Darius thinks that Lee will be a good vibe for Quentin, but Lee says that the getaway is still lingering in the back of her head. What are your thoughts on the meeting with Quentin, his cousin Darius, and Lee?
I was just wondering how much he actually told his cousin about he and Lee's relationship. You know, sometimes you could tell when the family comes in blind. Sometimes you can tell, you know, when the friends know a little bit of, you know, the backstory. You know, and it seems like, you know, it seems like, you know, he may not have been told everything, you know, and it just played out that way. Lee's beautiful, and it just seemed like he was just kind of waiting for the next date before he could truly make an assessment. But, you know, he went in just like you're supposed to go in, you know, having conversation, asking some questions, and it was a solid overall, you know, meeting of the cousin.
Well, for me, I was surprised that Lee actually showed up for the date. Again, you know, I'm the only one who hasn't been a former cast member. I don't know the details, but Quentin, like on as far as the retreat or whatever where they went to, he discarded Lee. He ignored Lee. You know, he was locked in with Janelle, and it was clear. So I really didn't understand what was the purpose. To me, he over and over again made his choice that Janelle was the one, and he was in a relationship pretty much. So I don't get it. So, you know, of course, in the end, Lee is the champion, and she decided to say like, hey, this is not good enough for me. And I applaud that. But I mean, this was just to me a waste of time because it was still like Quentin was just making excuses. And as I said, with the male cast, it's just been going on where like you're starting to really see the representative fall apart. You know, it's so telling, it's not even funny. So okay, I'm good. I'm done.
Okay, so Quentin, now listen, y'all know that's a frat brother. That's a bro. So I really do want to tread gingerly on my words. I feel like it was telling when he was telling his cousin initially that I've got to start narrowing it down. Boo-boo, we got one episode left. What, huh? I feel like his self-awareness was lacking. I feel like ever since his racial attraction was questioned, he just settled for low-hanging fruit. Let me go to who giving me attention. And even though we don't link eye to eye on nothing, on not a thing, raising a family, starting a family, marriage, anything. The one thing he said was that, well, he said it to Lee, our attraction is there. We're physically attracted. But a relationship should be way more than that. And in your experiences, when you're seeing her be a mean girl, you're seeing her openly not participating in stuff. That's what it is. So I don't know. I'm just not believing all of this that he is saying he has invested at this point. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, I think this was the beginning of it seemed like the beginning of the end for Quentin and Janelle, because and I can't speak for her, but it just seemed like the more the episode went on, the more Quentin would say, he would start to say things that I don't know who would forgive, some of the things that he was saying, especially, if you have something, if you're in a relationship, if you're this far along. I don't know what his plan is. I hope it worked, but he just didn't seem to have that confidence that he had when Kat was questioning him when he was cooking, right? When she was like, Quentin, are you spoken for? And I think his words was for sure, or most certainly, or something like that. But he didn't seem that confident this episode. So,
Oh, he was sad when she left. Look how sad and sick and shocked. Because here goes a man who wanted to be chased.
I don't think we're there yet.
Oh, shit, my bad. Well, let me know when we're there.
You ready?
Oh gosh.
What I will say is that I think I can't remember, because J-Dub make my nerves so damn bad. I can't remember if it's him saying stuff or Ty sometimes, because the way he affects my memory and my brain activities. I feel like I can appreciate Lee being a real woman and what she's thinking and her emotions. She's addressing it whenever she sees Quentin. Whatever problem she has, whatever's the issue, as soon as we see the both of them talking, she's addressing it. The other thing is that, like, the grammar on this episode was really touching a Virgo nerve, and that her and I and all of that, it was just making my nerves bad.
Well, I want to shut down the chat for about 21 seconds, and even Stacy B is off camera. I just want to do a mental health check with you, Stacy. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Because we can shut this down now. We can start the chat over. It's about you. We want you to be okay. We care about you. And we just want to make sure you're good.
F you and everything you about.
Oh, God.
Not let somebody keep doing that to you and watch you flash.
You're on mute tonight. I'm hitting the wrong button.
Y'all having my anxiety come back out. I love it.
You're so toxic. Oh my God. Y'all are nuts. That's why I love y'all. There's so many different flavors, honey. Oh my God. Oh God. Where is P.O. when we need him, honey? Oh Lord. FYI, guys, I just posted the link in the chat if you're interested. I know I've seen a couple of you guys saying that you were having issues with joining the membership. I'll go ahead and put it again. Shout out to Cheryl Poole. Thank you so much for joining my membership team, my group, my soulmate family. Just to let you guys know too, tomorrow night I will be interviewing Marvin or Adonis with like the dungeon and the whips and chains and all that good stuff with his lady Juju. We will be interviewing him tomorrow night with my co-host Tyrone at 8:30, and that will be streaming here on my regular channel. And then we will do another After Dark show, Sabrina After Dark, but it's only going to be for my members only, and that's on my membership channel, and you guys do have to subscribe to that in order to see that, along with hot topics, along with live watch parties. We're going to be doing Ready to Love DC, which is Tyrone and I season, a whole bunch of other stuff. So definitely make sure you join that membership tab. Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Are we ready? We good? No? You need a minute? Y'all need a minute, guys?
Yeah, I'm back. I had to take a few pills and just to deal with Stacy. It's just ridiculous. It's this combativeness is just out of hand. And Sabrina, I'm surprised that you are allowing this on your channel. I'm really disappointed.
Wow.
Until you do right by me.
Oh.
wait, y'all know I'm Creole, so that's as far as I can go. I ain't gonna say because I don't want you blaming that on me in real life.
Oh, She got the root. Put the root on me. I got it.
Oh my God.
See, oh yeah.
So everyone, I know a lot of you guys are from different channels. Some of you guys that are watching are from Ty's channel because we're all streaming from our own channel. Some of you guys are from J Dub's channel. Some of you from my channel. So just to let everybody know, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar. I think that you guys are, but maybe you're not, just in case you aren't. Like, it's all love here. It's like we are family here. We are like, sometimes we fight, okay? But we love each other here. So don't take these things too serious. When we get off here, when we end live stream, we're behind the stage and we laughing and we cussing each other out too, but we laughing and sometimes we talk for hours even after we're done with our lives. So we're family here. So just to let you guys know, we love each other and sometimes we fight, like family. So all right. So yes, everyone is good. Okay.
I can see people being concerned, because Stacy's behavior is erratic, but it's cool. I'm used to it. It's cool. That's cool. It is what it is. Stacy, we're gonna let her be her.
Oh my.
So he's using erratic, like Janelle was like, it's heinous. It's good. I had to think for a minute. What was that? Not Janelle, Jessica. I was like, what was so heinous?
Oh God.
Like when
So somebody said, what was it? Color Purple meets Poetic Justice. All right, guys, are we done with Lee, Darius, and Quentin?
Yes.
I'm done with Stacy. Let's move to the next scene, please.
Okay.
We good.
But can I give Lee a compliment? I mean,
Absolutely.
her booty was bootying, and I wanted to go do all the squats and her little step classes. I need a membership. You talking about the membership to the Sabrina channel. Baby, let me say something. I need a membership to whatever.
It's just one.
Whatever classes she's providing.
Yeah, because her booty her booty's always bootying.
It was bootying? I never even noticed.
What?
I mean, I want to talk about what dreams and nightmares, like Fo Ming Mill.
Don't do it.
I gotta pray for times like that to shine like that.
Squats ain't gonna get it. Don't believe
It
that.
ain't gonna get it. Squats ain't gonna get this teardrop.
That's not a squat booty. Don't think that.
No, I definitely wait. You talking about me? Because I definitely don't have a squat booty.
No, I'm just saying that ain't it. You know, if you look at Lee, you be like, oh, if I stay faithful and persistent in squats, that booty's gonna turn into that. It's not.
I feel like it's natural.
That seems like so old natural Southern genes.
Yeah. Now y'all being combative about a black woman's
she could do
body.
About that.
Y'all are being combative about a black woman's body, and I don't accept it.
Listen, I got a sister. My sister be trying to get rid of her booty. It ain't going nowhere. So she could run all day, be in the gym 37 hours a day. It ain't going nowhere.
She worked hard on that body. She worked hard.
That booty is amazing, and can't nobody tell her nothing.
Yeah,
baby, better than nobody. And then she got that little soft little voice. It's so sweet and just so like, I
don't like her voice. You know,
really, I just want to call her and talk to her on the phone.
It's irritating. I think she's
great. Why are
great.
you being combative?
I know exactly. I can't express my opinion, and I don't do so. You know, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm gonna wait till the next scene. Forgive me for having an opinion.
Yeah.
We got our
Forgiveness is earned. It's not given.
I know we ain't.
I know you're used to getting. I know you're used to just taking things or maybe getting them for free. But forgiveness is actually earned and not given. It's not a donation. So I'm not donating you forgiveness tonight.
Okay. Yes, Stacy.
Well, Sabrina, are you going to talk about Shirley Strawberry? It's a lot of things I be wanting to talk about, and I might do it on my membership channel. I want to talk about Krishan and Blueface. Like, did they get back together and did a whole video and he dumped his baby mama and she mad on Twitter? Okay.
Can I join you on one of those and just have like the really unfiltered Stacey?
Absolutely. You better.
You know, I'm super. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm super filtered right now. This is a Brita. This is you getting a pure. Like I've been run through like all the what they take out the iron, the chlorine, all of that out the water with the Brita filter. So I'm Brita right now. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I need to be on a private one where only the people that pay that can really see me say what I gotta say. Cause I really be biting my tongue. Believe it or not.
Facts. No, absolutely. I want you to. It's important. Like,
then maybe one of y'all can show me how to stream to my page too, so I can actually use it.
All right, guys. So real quick, this is the channel. I mean, my channel. The front page of my channel, it says home, videos, shorts, live, playlist, community, membership. If you click on the membership tab here, that's where you can go to join the membership, just to let you know. Okay. All right. Are we ready to move forward, guys? No. Yes. No, maybe.
We always want to move forward.
Okay. We always want to move forward. All right. So next we have Phil, and I be wanting to call him Herbert so bad for some reason. Next we have Philip, who introduces his cousin Jonita and his aunt Tamara to Aries. Aries does bring up her reservations about his stability with his career, meaning Phil. Phil says it brings pause to him. He says that he does not think that, his career pretty much will bring any concern to her. He don't understand why she keep bringing it up. He says that Aries is one of the most greatest women that he have ever met in his life. Phil says that maybe Aries keeps bringing up the stability because of her past experiences. He says it's bringing him doubt, and he wants to know what Aries is really doing this for. Like, what is she really in this for?
We ready?
We are ready.
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in there for Ty take over, Freaky Ty. As far as foot rubbing Phil and Aries, I'm gonna just say this. I called it from the beginning. You know, I see in the chat, I see, you know, there's some people who just don't like the perspective of me, what I bring, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody. I get it, but I try not to go too hard in a situation, especially with Aries being on the channel sometimes. But I never saw it for them to, and it's really showing. And you know, all you have to do is give it a little bit of time, and it proved to be just that. You know, at this point, Phil is now has always been vague about like his career. He'll tell like a little off-color joke or just say something. Well, you know, I started moving and shifting in other directions. You know, at this point, I'm with Aries. You know, they approaching 50 years old. She's responsible for 2 boys. If she's really gonna like partner and get with Phil in that way and have a blended life, she should absolutely know or have some understanding of his financial status and his career. And I'm not saying Phil needs to pull out the bank statements or anything like that, but the way Phil reacted to me was very telling. Generally speaking, most of us men are like firefighters. If we got a problem and it's the woman we love, the woman we care about, the one we're pursuing, we're going to try to solve those issues. And we can see Aries has some issues and some concerns. So have a conversation with her to clear it up. Enough information that you feel comfortable with clearing it up. He took like offense to it. And to me, that was really telling. It almost like he tried to flip it on her and make it almost seem like it was crazy for her to want to know the things that they're talking about. They're talking about getting married and maybe having a baby and all this kind of stuff. So she don't need to know that you are gainfully employed at the age of 50 years old. So it was quite ridiculous and quite telling, even his answers. But that was a little late on. But I think we can group it in. Like when you ask a person, like, what do you need in your mate? And you start talking about, well, I need somebody who can go with me to a comedy show and somebody who can watch TV with me, you know.
J-Dub, we're not there yet.
We're not there. Okay. I'm out then. I'm gone.
Tyrone or Stacy?
You got it, Stacey.
Well. If combative Stacy doesn't have the floor, and J-Dub, as much as it pains me to say this, you did say you wasn't feeling him from the very beginning. And I'm saying he ain't giving like a red flag. He is the drill team at halftime with the flags and all of them red and all of them spinning. Because anytime you sitting up here with your family and you talking about, that's just going to be her loss, right? Like if I did that to my family, they're going to agree with whatever I said, but his family was still, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I feel like his family was like, yeah. Like they did their job. Beautiful family, so I ain't coming for them or nothing. So aunties, like, no, that's not it. I'm just saying Phil was like, how you gonna have all that ego with you when literally beneath your name it says supply chain whatever, and you just literally said you were a jokeless comedian? I'm confused. And then you try to flip it up and like, you know, like when somebody says something and it's like, well, he upset me because of this. Like, I really feel this way because of this. And then he was like manipulating the situation, was like, well, if she said it, this starting to annoy me. And if she gonna be mad because she don't have security in me, then now I'm starting to look at her in a way. And you know what his words was? His words was, if it comes down to finances. Oh. So how you worried about this lady pick you up in a Tesla or something expensive? So how you concerned about her wanting you for yours when clearly she got her own? Like that was just crazy. That all of that sequence was just freaking nuts to me. And this was the first time I was looking at if y'all remember, oh my God, what's her name? Very pretty. Ready to Love Atlanta, second season. She got into it with my homeboy. Dang. I'm having a moment. When she said, "With your big belly." That's how I was just looking at this the whole time. Like the audacity.
Wow.
Your big belly. Hush
What do
up, because you got a big belly. Y'all don't remember that clip from Ready to Love?
It's been a while. I don't even know where to start. Do I start backwards when he made the clown joke at the end?
What he said about
Honestly,
the clown?
honestly, I think that might have been the nail in the coffin. You know, I think he was just upset at that point, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a comedian," you know, because it seemed like he just got tired of them asking. And then when they asked, "Are the jokes funny at least?" and he was like, "Nah." So, and
They
then they
said-
showed him.
So is he a comedian or not? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think I don't think he's really a comedian. I don't think he's a comedian.
So he was joking. He was being sarcastic about being a comedian.
I think he was trying to be an ass at that point, you know, honestly. And that seemed like it was the nail in the coffin for Aries.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a job.
But you know what? That's what them fugazis try to do to us women. They try to confuse us. They try to make us feel emotionally connected. And then when our brain starts kicking in, then it's confusion. So, like, how you mad? And then he's like, that don't have nothing to me. But she clearly articulated, this gives me pause. This right here with you gives me pause because of previous experiences. I'm not holding you to it, but this is what gives me pause. You can't do anything but respect somebody having that level of communication with you. Like, I'm willing to work with you on it, but I need you to like better articulate and make me feel more comfortable. He wasn't okay with making her feel confident and comfortable with him. He was just okay with your loss, walk on. Wait, what he said? Hold on. Finish, Ty, and when you done, I'm gonna give you the quote.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Facts. Everybody on mute.
Pull away, walk away, Ty. Pull away, walk away. Pull away, walk away, Ty. F you and everything you're about. Pull away, walk away. Pull away, walk away. That's what he said. I can feel it when she's starting to pull away. And my opinion is, if you pull away, I walk away. What? But I thought you liked me. So if I'm showing some discomfort, I thought you liked me enough to help me with that. Because I'm being vulnerable. But you know what? All right, team, pull away, walk away. Y'all up. City boys up. Pull away, walk away.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna say. I felt like him and Aries were the most aligned, you know, when it came to all of the couples on the show. I feel like he probably saw that, everyone else probably saw that, and I feel like he got a little bit comfortable with that, knowing that. Admittedly, when he had that conversation, and the very first time he had mentioned multiple jobs, even I was like, oof, you know, maybe you don't want to say that, you know, when you're trying to date a woman with kids. You know what I mean? Because you want to try to make a woman feel as stable as possible, especially if she has children. I know that this is not a normal process, and normally, no, you wouldn't be sharing financial information, but there is certain ways that you can carry yourself. There is certain language that you can use to make a woman feel like you are financially secure, right?
Facts.
Apparently he wasn't doing that. And if it was for someone that you really care about, And the show is about being vulnerable. It's about being open, and it's about putting it all on the table for someone that you're possibly going to be with, especially if he said that she's, you know, one of the greatest women he ever met. Then, you know, maybe it would have been a time to secure her, and a way to secure her could have been maybe it didn't have to be a bank statement. Maybe it just could have been your last offer letter, or the offer letter before that, or the offer letter before that, or the offer letter before that, right? Show your last 5 offer letters and being like, this is where I stand. This is where every job is gonna have me. I'm good. You know, there's other things they could have done, like maybe a portfolio. Not that they're showing off, but um, that's a sense of security. And if you had to, you know, bring up the bank account.
He
I
don't even
mean,
have to do all that.
you're right. You're right. You're
Like
right.
in real life,
You're
it's
right.
just all she wants is the
Yes.
conversation, and
Yeah.
it's the lack thereof that is what the problem is. And I feel like honestly, he's looking for an out at this point. He feel like, dag, like, oh, she's serious about that finance thing. Oh well, and I feel like he not financially stable. He not financially where he may want to be in his
Yeah.
life. And now he sees how serious it is with her. He like, oh shit, I may have to buy out great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have to, like, pretty much, because now it's like the way he's acting and the things, you know, he's saying about her, like, be out then. What? Because let me tell you something, a man that really freaking wants you will put himself out there, not even showing his bank statements, but saying, look, I understand, like, I'm obviously seeing like it's a concern of yours. You've brought it up 3 times. So I need to let you know that, yes, I have a new job, but I am financially stable. Like, if you and I, if we decide to really get together, like, it's something that you don't have to worry about. Like, I'm the type of man that's a provider. Whatever I need to do for my family, like, I'll do it. He said none of those things. And I think that's what she's looking for. She's just looking for like that conversation to be had, and I don't think he's giving it to her. But I'm sorry.
Sabrina, if I can go along with what you're saying, let's look at the timeline. Okay, like let's have some facts to back up all this. He literally said, well, 4 months ago, I wasn't ready. I've been trying to reinvent myself. I used to do this. I had a hard time. So now I'm trying to figure it out. And Aries has directly said, well, we have kids. We're trying to blend a family. Like, I just need vision. I need direction. There's nothing wrong. Like, I'm a strong, independent woman. I make good money all on my own. Support my own kids. Do my own thing. My kids don't need a daddy. I don't need you to put money in my account. But what I need you to do is lead me. I need you to give me a vision for us and our relationship and our future that I can trust in. I need that the times ain't even getting tough. You just had a problem with what I said about stability, the word stability, and you're ready to pull away, walk away. However, when you wanted to cozy up, you wanted to rub my feet like it'll make my brain dumb. You want to touch different senses of my body to keep my brain in this gray space. You wanted to do every deflection you can to distract me from where I need to be and what I deserve. This is some bullshit. He is full of shit. And I was a Phil fan. However, I also feel like some people get at this space in the journey and they have this fake ass ego. Like, okay, I'm all that. Chase me. I'm not a hunter. You need to hunt me. I'm gathering you. You need to be lucky I'm here. This shit is here. I'm the prize. Baby, you don't have no bow. You don't come with no bow. You don't come with no box. Baby, if I wanted to unwrap a box of air, I would go to space. Oh, they don't even have air there. It's zero gravity. I don't even know where I would go. But if I just wanted to unwrap a box of air, baby, Let me tell you something. I got one of them fake boxes from Hobby Lobby that I decorate my tree in my house with every Christmas to make it look like it's boxes under the tree. The fake boxes. You ain't about to sell me on some fugazi. The audacity. It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity for me. Stop acting like you can compete in the. First of all, stop acting like you can compete in these Houston streets, baby, because you keep that shit in Dallas. Because we don't do invisible men. How about that?
And another thing, the awareness that this would have been, the third major relationship for her, so he's really got to put in that work to add that sense of security.
Well, not just that. You bring up an excellent point, Ty. You bring up an excellent point. If I've been married twice, right? I'm older, my kids are older, I have perspective on life. The third time is definitely gonna be the charm. It ain't gonna be the fugazi. It ain't gonna be the foolery.
Right.
Like, this is us forever. It ain't struggle bus. It ain't build a bear. Hell, it ain't build a man. It ain't build a dream. Come with dreams attached, goals attached, vision attached, and direction attached. Like, and then I'm looking at you and I was counting them side teeth because I swear I could have seen a missing one somewhere. But that's another day and another story, child. That's another show.
Right.
Y'all is going in tonight. Y'all is really going in.
Oh.
That seems like I'm the nice guy tonight.
No, but it's true. Like, who want to be married 2-3 times and then get with somebody that, and she did say it, we're not there yet. She did say it when they went on their date. She was like, she was like, what do you want in a relationship? And she was like, well, I'm just not, like, she's just not trying to repeat the things. That's just like me, us, all of us. We've had failed relationships. Why would we enter into a whole nother relationship with someone with the same qualities as someone that we had with a failed relationship? Like, why am I gonna do that? Why am I set myself up for failure? So she's just trying to make sure, like, she's not falling into that same, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Was that also the point where she said, I have friends I could do that with?
Right.
That was oof.
That was like that was funny. I was like, yeah.
Because you know why? Because he didn't answer her question. He was talking about things he liked to do and not what you're looking for in a partner. If I said, Sabrina, okay, I want to be your friend. I want to be your sister. I want to be here for you, right? I wouldn't say, so in order for us to be sisters and friends and do things, I like to go to movies. I like to eat pasta. I like Prosecco. What is that? What is that saying that I can bring you as a friend? If I'm saying, Sabrina, I can be your friend. I can be your sister. I'm very loyal. I will always have your back. Don't worry about the things we discuss. It will never go anywhere. Whatever you need, I got you, girl. Doesn't that sound so different from, hey, let's go to the club?
Absolutely.
Anytime you need me on a Saturday night, girl, I'm there. Just don't have no white powder, but I'm there. Like, that shit sounds so different. Ty, you want to be my boo? What can you offer me? I want to take you to the carnival. I can take you on a cruise. I can cash app you $50 for the light bill if you need it. If you don't get out of here with that, goodbye.
How Tyra say, I was rooting for you.
Yo.
But I did say I was waiting for the
Right.
fumbles, right?
Oh,
Weeks
yeah.
ago, I said I was waiting for the fumbles, and looked like we saw 2 of them this episode.
Yeah. Facts. Because I'm really ready to talk about that. Can we move on?
Yeah, we're ready.
Good
We're
stuff.
ready.
That's
We're good.
good stuff.
We moving past the broken denial.
Oh.
Oh, that was for your subscription channel. My bad, Sabrina.
I can't.
As if keep it in Dallas wasn't enough.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys, here we go. All right. Oh wow. Poor Phil. Poor Phil. All right, next up, Maurice and his cousin Antoinette will meet Jessica and Katerina. Jessica will meet with them first. When the food arrives, Maurice, his cousin, and Jessica, Maurice blesses the food. Excuse me, and his cousin says it's rare for a man to pray over the food. Jessica says that all the men that she has dated, this is on green screen. She says, well, all the men I done dated has been Christian. You know what I'm saying? And I know Maurice is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want him to bring all that juju over here. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I need to know whoever I'm dating, like, we speaking to the same people. Like, we praying to the same God. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, Maurice and his juju need to go over there. They just need to stay over there. Okay? And pretty much Katerina says that she's spiritual when she meets with Maurice and Quentin. She says she's spiritual like Maurice. His cousin says that he is, you know, pretty much ready for a relationship, like he's ready for the real thing. He's ready to show up for his woman. Kat says that she will be a great addition to the family, to whatever they got going on. The cousin says that it's easier with Katerina, but Maurice pretty much says, yeah, it's crazy, or not crazy, but he's kind of conflicted because he really does like Jessica. How y'all feel about Maurice praying over the food?
Did y'all catch Jessica telling the cousin she makes him, but we ain't combative?
I thought it was exceptional. He stood up, you know, he's doing something that most men don't do. His cousin said men don't really pray over food, and she thought he was a leading example. But you know, that was I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that was his cousin or a paid actor or his new hype man. I don't know, but like everything, Maurice could do no wrong in this episode, in this scene or whatever. And what I guess I didn't like, I never like when Ready to Love, when they have somebody when their family come on, they always tell me, well, you know, I don't play about them, or you know, like they threaten you about something like that. That always gets me. Like somebody's really scared of like what your family's going to say or do to you about playing with them or whatever. But I don't know why. I don't know why Jessica's there, because of course she has a problem with Maurice having amethyst and stones and oil in his pocket, but she's still like pursuing the connection, and I don't get that. It's okay if he's not for you or y'all don't align, but like, why is Jessica here if she feels that way? And then with Kat, she just like, Kat seemed like she just going with the flow. She trying to stay on the show, you know. I never got that her and Maurice had a connection, but like y'all say, it's not, some things we just don't see. But I only can go by what I see. I didn't see nothing, but now she all in with Maurice, because we keep hearing different things, like Maurice wants dual citizenship. He wants to move to Africa. He wants to buy his own island. He wants to do this and do that. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know how Maurice is still in this episode. So I'm gonna let one of y'all take it.
First of all, shout out to Maurice. He said when he came in the interview with us, he said, don't sleep on the kid, right? He was like, don't sleep on me, because, you know, just wait to the end. And, you know, I just feel like he's doing what he got to do to stay in there. You know what I mean? And he's adjusting. He said that he was going to make some changes. He realized how she felt about the religion. He seemed to be flexible about that. And I think with him praying, I think that was probably a way of letting her know that he's making some major adjustments for her. Obviously, the connection may not be that strong. They're working on it. You never know what could happen. In this process, they're at a minimum just going to hear each other out. We've seen that before. But at the end, who would have thought Maurice would have had 3 different options, to choose from? So, like, in the end, like, he's not a bad guy. He don't come off as a bad guy. And it's just, at this point, it is what it is. They're gonna have people go on these dates at the end and see what happens.
Now, Ty, you normally do a better job of calling a bullshit. So I'm really surprised. Yeah, take a sip. Take a sip. Take two. Take two, and one of them's on me.
I mean, because y'all, I don't want to be pessimistic the whole time.
Who gotta be okay? So that's you. That's you. Trying to place inappropriate energy on us instead of using truth and facts. The only kind of oil that Maurice got in his pocket, baby, is some good peanut oil that he fried them wings in. Maybe on a good day, it's the Pompeian oil, but it ain't no chrism oil, ain't no holy oil. It ain't the oil that I got. He's sitting over here playing, and one thing about me, y'all know I'm Catholic, so y'all know I don't play with the Lord. That's why I only stopped at and I didn't say nothing else. I got an aunt I can call that can read some poems and all that for whoever y'all need. But as far as Stacy and her house is concerned, we're gonna stop at the right here. We ain't even gonna do the full one down. Oh. That was what's a school in Florida, the Rattlesnakes, the HBCU. That's for them. I ain't even gonna go full color purple on you. Anyway, Ty, you about some bull. That was the right cousin to call. It's probably his real cousin who probably works for him and co-signs and probably signs his checks when he's not available for his employees. Because she said the same thing to both of them. Oh, I like you with him. Oh, yeah. Girl, sister. Like, I almost felt like, y'all know when Kim Wayans was like,
yeah,
doing the most and doing caricatures, I felt like she was doing a Kim Wayans on us. I almost couldn't even keep my mental straight enough to pay attention to this. Then you got Jessica, then you got combative Jessica talking about she can't even let this man win right now. She got to be like, well, I told him to pray. I always make him pray. That's what I do. But I mean, y'all do what y'all do. Y'all side with who y'all want to side with because y'all being combative against me. And I don't appreciate all of y'all's energy that has something opposing to me to say. Maurice is full of shit. Let's start there. We can start and end there. He don't have a connection with anybody. His connection with Kat is that she's a bad bee and he loves it. His connection with Jessica is that she's also a bad bee. These are 2 financially stable business owners, boss women. Who wouldn't want them? First of all, let's talk about Jessica. Now, Jessica don't even have a connection with him. In her confessional, she couldn't even say the lady name right. She called a lady Arquanette. No, Arnetta. Who is Arnetta? Because at least Kat called her nickname Anna. But I thought when Maria introduced her, he said we call her Net. So not everybody forgetting.
Oh, ain't nobody gonna talk about Miss Jenkins.
Miss Jenkins? Not Bernice.
What are we doing?
Let me
What are
hold
we
on.
doing?
Let me go get my holy water real quick. Because you know what? You are improper. James, you the improper influence. What I quote? I can't. This is fake. I don't even know.
Is it worse than Dakia and Paul?
It is equivalent to them. And I wish Paul was here because I told Paul before, oh, this is what y'all tried to do to us. This is what you tried to do to us, Paul. This is Paul and Dakia. Except Paul was a little more honest. He ain't have much fugazi to give us. But this is Maurice. Again, when these people acting like they the prizes, like I got these two women, these bad women sweating me, and oh my God. Listen, I just want some of your chicken wings. Because your chicken wings look, just give me a wing. Flat, crispy, with ranch. I don't even need lemon pepper. Give me whatever flavor you got. But don't give me this bullshit. How about that? Not an awkward silence. J-Dub, you don't have shit to say? You don't have nothing to follow up with that? You don't have nothing?
No, I've been silenced by your combative energy. I don't
really.
Yes, I don't do well with combative energy. No, I don't have anything to say. I think I said my piece in it. I started off. What you talking about? I don't have
what was your piece? You said your piece or your pizza?
My pizza. That's what I said. I said my pizza, pepperoni with extra cheese. Yeah. Can we go to the next scene, please?
No, we can't.
We cannot.
Because Jessica was still talking about spiritual juju. She was talking about all this. And I just want to say for the record, hold up, Alex Press, hold up. Let me say this for the record. Stacey with the braids, because you know Stacey from the South. So I don't know what y'all doing all over there. But Stacey from the South, it is not uncommon for men and women and children to pray over our food. Let's just start and end there.
I pray all the time.
Ty, when y'all were down here, everybody prayed. We some praying people. That's probably why we can pay for that light bill, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm still trying to figure out how a lot of these people still here and Brandon ended up getting.
Somebody call Brandon back. Somebody give Brandon my Instagram. Give Brandon my DM because I swear like, I don't even know if this is season 1 of Dallas. Jesus for season 2. Be a whole fence. Defense.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't come off well. I mean, they've had what 3 or 4 cliffhangers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even having a cliffhanger at the mansion. And then from what I saw, it's only 1 reunion episode. So, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on with the season.
It's entertainment at this point. I mean, I said that a few episodes back. I was like, I don't even, like, I'm literally just here for, like, entertainment purposes at this point. Like, I'm not looking for love. I'm not looking, like, it's not giving Ready to Love anymore.
You know what it's giving? It's giving. They need to call you, Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
They need to call me. They need to call Ty.
Mm-hmm.
They need to call SJ Dub, and they need to call PO. Because this panel has been better than the entire show.
That part.
Probably more people. This is the first time Ready to Love has taken a hit in its viewership. But guess who didn't take a hit? And guess who been growing? You're looking at them, kiddo. So,
Stacey, please wear the braids every week.
No, but I feel like I'm starting to get the little sprouts.
OMG, Stacey.
I'm getting the sprouts here, so I feel like I feel like I'm about to have to take them out. It's been a week and a half, but
I mean,
I didn't know to wear a hoodie at night when I go to sleep.
Just put some moose.
We
I
were
did
rooting
the
for
moves,
him.
but my hair is coming like it's like it looks like I have new growth, but after a week and a half, I'm not gonna have new growth this month. So my hair is coming out. It's like curling. I don't know. I feel like y'all DM me what y'all think. But if I can get another week out of it, that would be great because I just don't have time this week. The way me in the gym has appointments.
You gotta put mousse and then you gotta wrap it.
I don't know how to wrap.
You just put the scarf on and just tie it tight where it'll lay your curly hairs down. Yeah.
About the scarf part.
You just take it and put it over this part and then just tie it.
I only have like
So I had always rooted from the beginning.
But you rooted for who? Black women?
The cast, you know, like of course you want them to be successful, you want them to win, you want them to find love. But that first episode was a doozy. You know what I mean? Like just off rip. Like I understand they try to do a little something with who was it, Charisse, in that first episode with a little drama, but they never came back to it. I don't know. It was just something about those conversations that they were having with each other. You know,
Where?
didn't even,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the initial conversations. It didn't seem like there was any type of like interest, like you know what I'm saying, like a lust for someone or interest or like it just felt off. It felt weird watching it, you know.
I get what you're saying.
Felt weird.
You talking about this season?
Like nobody was really going hard at anyone. And normally you'll see it at the beginning. You'll be like, yeah, he like her, or she like him, or he like her. And we didn't really see that at all.
But the people that's going hard are the people who are fighting with each other. It's no connection, so it just has to be beef between the women. And then like let's talk about even when Chris just did an interview and Maria had to hop on to be relevant to argue. So
they said he asked Maurice to come on to clear some things up.
And how did that work out? I didn't see the interview.
Depends on who you ask. I'm sure all the chat saw it. I mean, because we was trying to get over to it.
Well,
right?
I mean, okay, so let's just say this before we go on to the next scene, Sabrina, because I'm seeing what you're doing here. Let me tell you something. I would never, if somebody said I reminded them of their mama. Maurice told his cousin Jessica reminded him of his mama.
Well, we heard that twice, right? Chris said it too. But yeah, it was different. I won't say it was bad, just different.
So
hey, I know we're not stopping there, Stacey.
They're not going anywhere. Let's tell the truth. They're not going anywhere. In 9 or 10 years, he wants to move to Ghana or Mali, both of which are on my ancestry DNA report. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. And I also read something where they are also giving Black people from the United States citizenship opportunities as well, without all the rigmarole. But she's like, I don't know about all that. Then the other thing was she wants a Christian that's not spiritual. And he, in her opinion, he's just spiritual. And he has the moon rocks. And also she's like, he be like, I don't believe in the juju. And then, I got a list of it. Go back to you remind me of my mama. If a man told me I reminded him of his mama, it would give me combative vibes. I'll whoop your ass vibes. Say something else vibes. And you better pray over this chicken with gravy, this chicken fried chicken vibes. But I digress. Or maybe it was the braids.
The real Stacey B is back. I agree with you, Stacey. Absolutely. That could absolutely be a turn off. Somebody saying that you remind them of their mama. I could get that. I could see that, unless they explain the context of it or whatever, yeah, I'm with you on that. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right, guys, we're gonna move forward. Next scene, we have Quentin and his cousin Darius. They meet with Janelle. Janelle does talk about their age difference, how she wants to adopt, and if he waits too late to have kids, then some things would have to be off the table. Quentin pretty much is like not okay with that. He says he wants his own kids. He says that he does wish that Janelle was a bit younger, though. And go.
I almost felt offended, but I realized that I was young.
Oh.
On this scene, the best part for me was when Quentin Cousins told Janelle, he's like, well, I used to be a former track star. I know you can't tell. That was the best part for me. But you can really see.
Wait, rewind that. What you said about the track star?
Quentin Cousins told Janelle that he used to be a former track star, and he knows that Janelle can't tell by looking at him that he used to be that guy in school that could run that track. He said that. Yeah, but like on this meeting, you could really see the difference of how Quentin approaches Janelle other than Lee. I mean, I don't know if Quentin knows I guess he's not fooling Lee. The energy is just not there, is off, and he seems to be very interested in Janelle. But on this scene, he kind of took a turn more so in his confessional about wishing Janelle to be younger when that was like one of their first conversations. He was down and he was telling he was ready to get engaged at the end of the year and have a baby by the top of the year and all, adopt a baby. You can really, like I said, all these representatives, these masks are coming down, and people have been calling it before about Quentin not having much substance, and even referring back to when he had the ladies meet his ex, when his ex flat out said, like, the problem with Quentin is like he wants to be single, but now he wants to get married in 4 months and adopt a baby with Janelle, but now he's questioning her age like it's a surprise or something like that. He, the real Quentin showed up. I'm done.
Yeah, like back to what we were saying earlier. I don't know if they're just not having these. I don't know if they are having the conversations and just not showing us that they're having these conversations, or they're just not talking at all. Like it's I don't know. Like it just doesn't seem like they're having the mature conversations that you need to have to sustain a relationship. I actually like Janelle in this state. Like she stood in her truth. She stood by what she's been saying all week about who she is and what she wants. None of that changed. She didn't waver, not even in front of the family. And I don't know. I don't know how they make it after watching some of the things that he's been saying this episode. Based off of what we have been seeing from Janelle, I don't know. I don't know. That's really about all I got to say about this one.
You know what? I feel like that's very intriguing. All of the points that both of you gentlemen have brought up, because I would like to highlight, because one thing I'm going to come with are the facts. I would like to highlight the fact that you said that X said that he wanted to be single. However, what Quentin told Lee was that he wanted to be in a relationship. He's a relationship guy. He only wants to be in relationships. So that's a direct contradiction of everything at this point. And again, Quentin, it's so hard for me to give this feedback.
And stop being biased.
I feel like I know I'm trying to challenge myself to not be biased. So y'all just bear with me because like I'm eating regurgitation. It's so hard for me to do this. So anyway, I feel like the whole comment about I wish Janelle was younger was I wish she was Lee. Period. He made a mistake in overcommitting and allowing someone to speak for him and overcommit him for him. And now he's recognizing the error in his ways. Because see, sometimes when you let somebody talk for you and make decisions for you because you think you're doing what's safe, you realize, damn, I'm fucking up, but I can't walk it back right now. So I feel like Quinn is in a place where he wanted this low-hanging fruit. He wanted this attention. He wanted to prove that he loves Black women, that he dates Black women because of the inappropriate criticism he had garnered early on. And now he's realizing this low-hanging fruit got a worm in it. And I rather just take it directly off the tree instead of letting it fall with the worm. That's what I'm getting. I mean, y'all know my analogies be hit or miss. I'm hoping it's hitting. Speaking of hitting, I also feel like Ty has mentioned this maybe in an earlier episode that we've had together. If you just, for me to be directly indirect.
Tyrone ain't say nothing.
So you never said anything about the word that says that rhymes with mashed?
Oh, he has alluded to that on multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just me. Yes,
and he also told Lee that he hates that it was so physical with them, with he and Janelle early on. So
rhymes with
mashed potatoes. Or I can say mashed. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. I feel like that's Sabrina After Dark.
She's so funny. Absolutely, especially when they were like, when he was catching the fish, and she walked out, and she said something like, no, he was like, oh, you know how it is, or something. She was like, oh, yes, I do, or something to that effect. I was like, they just told us. They just told us. They're like, they're in our face.
Yeah, it seemed like she was trying to keep it classy,
right.
And
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they smashed.
First of all,
episodes ago.
Let's keep it classy. Ain't nobody making a damn hoopla about a goldfish. And I ain't talking about a goldfish in a bowl. I'm talking about the kind that we put in a Ziploc bag for our kids to take to school. Like that damn plankton that he had on the bottom of that hook. And she talking about, Daddy, bring us dinner. No, ma'am. At least know what y'all. And I am appalled and disgusted as a fine Southern ball. No. Fine Southern
belle.
Wow.
Belle. I'm appalled and disgusted. How y'all are some manly men and don't know how to fish, don't know how to ride a bike,
some men
don't know how to take, don't even know how to wind. Like if you know how to do a yo-yo, you know how to wind up a fishing pole. Like what? Like
some men just have.
Oh my God.
Let me get in this. I gotta get in this, Stacey. That's just like saying a woman is a woman because she don't know how to cook, or she don't know how to sew, or she don't know how to.
But a lot of people feel that way. I didn't say a woman is a woman, but don't act like. I feel like it's telling. Don't act like you're a hunter gatherer if you can't even hunt. Yeah, you can't gather. Hell, you can't even scale it. Hell, you can't even put the damn work on it. And then we see you can't even ride a bike. We can't. How you gonna pay my light bill if you can't ride a bike? Goodbye.
Oh.
Stacey
Mike
with
can pay
the
a bill.
braids.
Just because he doesn't know how to ride a bike doesn't mean he can't pay a bill. He might can't ride a bike because he's too busy at work, working, making money to pay that bill.
Which job? Because we done heard about 15,000 jobs.
The one at the comedy show, Stacey.
Oh, the one that he don't have no jokes for. Let me know how much they charging on Eventbrite for that one. That's a sign-up genius. That's a sign-up genius. You're not even getting Eventbrite for that. You're getting sign-up genius. You know when you volunteer your kids' school to bring some Capri Suns or some napkins and stuff? That's sign-up genius. That's who's going to those comedy shows, baby. Hey, y'all want to? You want to see the comedian? Y'all better hit that sign-up genius. It's about to be sold out. Next show Friday, 7 o'clock on.
Wow. Are y'all done with this? Because we got to go actually to the bike riding with Phil and Aries. Are y'all ready?
Don't go to nobody that can't ride a bike.
Oh, okay.
And he's talking about a damn bell and don't know how to screw the bell on the bike. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of these. I'm
Right.
sick of these men.
So if we was paying attention, didn't we hear that Aries is part of a bike club or a run club or something for real with Chris?
Correct. So that means you need to practice.
So you need to rent a Trek or something, or rent a halfway decent road bike. I don't know why he. I don't know who picked those bikes out. She seemed disgusted by the bike.
That's a cute bike. They sold that bike at Walmart.
Nah, yeah, you don't ride that bike. That's a city rent a bike, and even those don't nobody like those.
Oh yeah, I got a Wicked Witch of the West bag just like that. Let me tell you something. I have lights around the wheels. I got my bring Wicked Witch of the West. I put my speaker right there, my little Beats. I put it in there. I stop at the Candy Shack and I give me a daiquiri, and then we go cruising. It's called a cruiser, but I don't feel like the men have those. But that's neither here nor there either.
So Phil and Aries take a bike ride and discuss what they need from their partner. Phil says he needs laughter. He needs depth. He needs someone paying attention to the stuff he likes, which she does. He likes a good concert. He likes comedy clubs. Aries says, she says, wow, I'm like real opposite than you. She said, because I feel like my friends, I can do that with my friends, like the stuff you naming. She like what, as a partner? Aries says that she needs loyalty. She needs security. She says some of the heartbreaks that she has had to do with those things, and the people pretty much not being there. Phil says for her to say security, he feels like it's monetary based to that when she says she needs security. He says it's the third time that he's had to hear this and it's starting to get on his nerves. He says what Aries keeps bringing up has nothing to do with him and everything to do with her past. He says that she needs to pull away and go away if that is what she is going to do. He says she is going to pull back and he pretty much doesn't like it because he sees her eventually doing it. But he pretty much said if she do it, then she just need to go ahead on and go.
Well, in this scene, I hope Aries will pull away and kick rocks and do whatever Phil wants her to do, because it's very telling of, again, like I said, he has no he has no motivation to assure her about this financial situation. He doesn't really care to clear it up or, you know, bring her comfort or understanding. And I'm glad she called Phil out with that basic generic answer that he was given, because I think a lot of people do it all the time comfortably. Like, so what are you looking for in a partner? Like, well, I'm looking for someone that's funny and someone who will go to Target with me and someone who will, you know, like Stacy said, fish and ride a bike in the park. And I'm thinking the types of conversation they're having like long-term, life-term partnership conversations. And he just didn't give anything. And I think his lack of substance showed right up where, like, he's not serious. Like I said, Stacy was right. He's trying to stimulate her in other ways.
Hold up.
I agree with you. I put
Run that back. Stacy was what?
Stacy B was exactly right. He's trying to stimulate other areas in her life to distract her. To distract her. He's not for real. Phil is all right, but he's not real. You know, he's there for a good time date. That meshing families and, you know, doing the lifetime thing, he ain't built like that. He's not. He's not. So I hope Aries doesn't ignore, and she doesn't. She appears to receive that what he talking ain't real, and it's nothing about, you know, because she don't want something light, and that's not what they had. It'd be different if Phil say, you know, I just want to ease into this thing. I want to, you know, Phil tell me, oh yeah, I always wanted 2 kids. I'm ready to take. You got 2 boys. That's perfect. Let's do this. You know, like if you're taking on 2 boys, you are really responsible for 2 boys, not just in theory. If you're meshing with Aries' life like that, so. Yeah, Phil, he ain't got it. He lacks substance. He ain't ready. He ain't ready to do nothing that they were talking about. If it wasn't like that, he shouldn't have promised her a situation like that. I think he wanted a little bit of more Aries time and comfort than she was willing to give. He thought he would have to promise to be engaged or married to her, but Phil ain't about nothing. I've been said it. Thank you.
Yeah, this date, this conversation just really let us know that they have 2 different visions for their future. Definitely not on the same level. I also feel like Phil could have used her past to his advantage. You know what I mean? Like, we're all affected by our past. And him knowing that she has been through some things could have been a way to secure her or assure her and be like, hey, I know you have been through some things, but I want you to know that it's going to be different, you know, something like that. But you do those things when you're willing to fight for somebody, you know what I mean? And it just seems like the fight wasn't there. Maybe that was Aries's way of trying to find some security and trying to identify if he would be willing to fight. You know, I don't think there was anything wrong with she was saying. If it was coming up too much, then that is your way to address it, you know, instead of just getting mad and running away. But this date was not a good look on Phil's part. It looked like the beginning of the end.
You want me to tell you what it looked like after this date? How he got mad and bent. I feel like he thought, how am I going to say this? And Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. You know how sometimes men who lack an like emotional support, because what Aries is telling us is that all she needed in this moment was a little like emotional, substantive, verbal support. She needed to see the statements. She needed to see you clocking in and clocking out. We need to see your hours. We need to see no text messages. We need none of that. But what she needed was a little support. But what Phil is giving me is BD no E. BD no E. People that can provide for you in a sexual and romantic way and assume that this romance is equivalent to emotional support. And I'm just so happy that good sister, from what we can see so far, that our good sister Aries is red flagging it. Like I say, the whole drill team, they out here like it's the Bayou Classic. The drill team outside with the red flags. And Phil is just giving me BD no E. I was join us on Sabrina After Dark if you want to hear the real discussion. Maybe I've been hanging around my good sister Simone too long, where she's just rubbing off on me. But I just, some men, and I've met men like this, like they feel like if I provide for you in this way, then your mental will be gray and fuzzy, and you'll respond to, and you'll react to, and you'll give me exception to based off of this the coochie jumping, like the butterflies, and I will leave your brain in butterflies as so that you cannot think straight. So that's what it's giving me, but it's whatever.
I don't know. I just don't got much for Phil and Aries at this point. Like, I really thought that it was something good, but I just feel like with this episode, he's just looking for an out at this point. He's looking for an out, and Quentin's going to be looking for an out. So, I don't know. Y'all ready to move forward? No. Yes. We're done. Okay. All right, cool. All right, guys, make sure y'all hit the like button. Hey, P.O. P.O. is in the chat. Make sure y'all show love to P.O.J. P.O.J. All right, guys. Put that out the way. Quentin and Lee have a one-on-one date, and Quentin mentions that he didn't navigate the house as best as he could. He pretty much should have gone in with a plan. Lee said that Quentin was pretty much in a whole relationship. She was like, yeah, you was in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And, she pretty much told him that, she wanted a certain level of respect for him, that he didn't seem to pretty much care about her. And he does apologize to her. He said that her and Janelle are very similar women. And Lee said that she don't see that. She was like, she's sweet, she's sour. Like, I'm up, she's down. She said the only characteristics or the similarities that she saw between her and Janelle is that pretty much they both Black women. That's it. Quentin says that he has a strong physical connection with Janelle, but he also has a strong connection with Lee, and that, he does think about her a lot, though. And go.
I think Stacey pretty much gonna say what we all thinking. So, I mean, go ahead, Stacey.
I mean, first of all, he been having his mouth, the words that comes out of his mouth to Lee, I would flip over a table on him. Because remember how many episodes ago that he was like, I didn't mean to ghost you, and embarrass her in front of her people. And so now he's directly comparing her like, oh, y'all are so similar to her arch nemesis, like the entire show's arch nemesis, the entire show's like mean girl. So you trying to make me like I'm the same as this lady who is playing games, ain't nothing No one is saying anything good about her except for Jessica. No one. She wanted to get crunk and to take this opportunity to sell t-shirts off of us calling her a mean girl. So you want to compare me and this booty to her? She didn't even respect me enough when I'm giving a free service to do a little workout. She wouldn't even engage. When has it ever been a compliment to any man or to any woman to compare them to the first runner-up in your life? Let me know. Let me know. Don't you ever compare me like we the same to your ex or your side chick, because I'm gonna be the main. So let me stop playing with the people. Come on now. That was offensive. And he has just no self-awareness. Again, the last 3 men right now are acting like they the prize. And it's like consolation, maybe. It's giving consolation.
Once again, I agree with Ty. Stacey B is our representative. She's back, and we can do nothing but agree with her. She's definitely on point about that. And like I said, I still don't know why Lee is showing up for these dates. Like, the writing's on the wall. Quentin proved who he was time and time again. I forgot about him admitting that he ghosted her in front of everybody. You know,
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. No, at this point, we got to start looking at Lee. But again, it's a show, and I don't know what they make them do, or what they hold them to. Like, they got to put up with certain things. She should never walk in a room with Quentin ever again. There's no reason. He done told you enough times that he don't want you for real. So I'm done.
Hey, Lee, we talking about you, girl.
And Lee called me at the worst time where I wasn't praising her actions. I just think that she deserves so much better than that. Just to walk in there. I don't know, they made her do it or what, because
Lee, know I love her.
Yeah.
I was giving her a standing ovation.
I mean, he's always had this lustful energy around her from the beginning. From the beginning, I think we all agreed that they would be a really good match, right? They seem to align the most after Phil and Aries. And it just seems like when he's in her presence, that lustful energy is enough for him to forget about everything else. And that seems to be, something that you can't trust, because what happens when he's in front of someone else that he's physically attracted to, and it just seems like that's just what it is, just a physical attraction, but not enough for him to take it seriously. But, I think we said a couple weeks ago that he probably reached the point of no return with Janelle after all the things that he was alluding to. So maybe that's it too.
No, he reached a point. Oh, I'm sorry.
And maybe he's self-sabotaging. One thing I've noticed is that during the process, once you get towards the end, there comes a point to where you got to make a decision. Am I going to be on the couch with this person, or am I going to find a respectful way to bow out? Some people get it right, some people get it wrong. But you'll start to notice that, people will start to figure out, what they need to do to get out of this situation, or to not have to sit on the couch with a person that they don't want, and have to be tied to them forever.
Is you finished or is you done with all that psychobabble? I kind of agree with you, but then you kind of lost me. I think you started getting a little like head sprung, like L Cool J, when we had company in the house. So we got company that just came in the house, and so now Ty, he started and then he ain't finished going where he was originally taking us to. So I'm in confusion. I'm in confusion, just like Quinn was. Just like Quinn was when Lee decided to eliminate. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You want to compare me to Cruella de Vil? You wanna do all this and then act like, oh my God, how could she leave? Let me tell you something. You keep playing on me, and I'm a bounce. You better appreciate me while I'm here. So I don't disagree with Lee. He's not a good match because what we don't do, sis, we don't double back. You want to play with me? You want to play with what I bring to the table? Guess what? Keep playing with it. You're going to be playing with your damn self and playing in misery with somebody that you're not a match with because you tried to sleep on me. And who the hell sleeps on a 10? Who? We gonna sleep on her? That's what we do?
That
Okay.
part.
So
Then you can die in your sleep. Not like die.
you
Die in misery. Like like
Shout
have
out to
nightmares.
No, sorry.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
Shout out to Pio, who has also just joined us on the panel. Y'all give Pio some love. Shout out
What
to
up, Paul?
y'all.
What
Let
up? What up? What up? The juggernaut is in the building.
Lee is
Yes.
also in the chat, guys. Lee, the one who's on the screen right now. Lee is in the chat. Make sure y'all show Lee some love here too. Okay, some ready to love, soulmate love.
Yeah, this is the part of the panel that I actually was waiting on because I was frustrated when I saw the whole interactions here. And I mean, let's be clear. I don't think that Lee is given, side chick energy over there.
Never
Right?
in life. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there wondering, like, my dude, like, what I'm lost. I was lost. I was frustrated. You know, I didn't have any more nails to bite down. Like,
Let me
it's
ask you,
crazy.
Pio.
Who's up?
Pio, since you finally here, let me ask you, how you at a loss? How you at a loss knowing how people are? And how you at a loss when you can clearly see somebody picking low-hanging fruit? It's comfort zone. It's giving easy. It's giving simple. It's giving me whatever I wanted to give me. Over, let me work for this. Let me have changed behavior. Let me put in effort for this. Let me deserve praise.
Right. So I'm just trying to understand, like, because I tried to work it out in my mind. What is the rationale behind this? Like, is it that you guys have, him and Janelle, do you guys have an agreement? Like, did somebody get paid off? Like, how did this happen? Because I just don't, and I'm not saying, I mean, I don't know, I don't really know Janelle personally. Based off of what I'm seeing, though, I'm looking at I'm looking at her personality on the show. Calling women out, talking about bags and all this other stuff. Things that really is unimportant to the purpose of the process, right? And all of these shallow digs at people. I mean, as a man, is this what you trying to see? Like, do you want to see this all your life? Is this how you living? Like, is this who you want to? I just don't know. For me, this would be checkout time. And then, I mean,
But she checked out.
no, I mean, I would have been checked out a long time ago. But also, too,
You were.
I
You
would
would have
have
been.
been.
You
Yeah.
would have been when you.
Or what?
When you set the game, when you gave the game for Maurice and Jessica to follow, you, Paul, POJ would have been checked out a long time ago. When
I
you
would
had the
have
opportunity, you could have been checked out.
Let them have it, Stacey.
But you
Let 'em
came to
have
the
it.
bridge with somebody you know
Stacey, let 'em
damn
have it.
well.
we not talking about
Come
my
on.
journey. This is not my journey.
But I'm talking about your words.
No, I'm just saying.
Never
No,
mind.
listen. No, this is what I'm saying.
I'm being
This is
combative.
this
I'm
is
a combative
nah.
black girl. My bad.
No, this is what I'm saying though. When you look at it from an equalization standpoint, I mean, the energy is matched in terms of like, they both in the exercise, workout, stuff like that. And I think the dude, Quentin, has a decent personality, you know what I mean, based off what I'm seeing on the screen. And then at the same time, I didn't see Lee's energy as being negative, it's pretty, solid. I didn't get any weird energy or, no bad girl type of energy. So to me, it would be sort of a no-brainer. Now, like I said, we get caught up in behind the scenes. We don't see that stuff. So I don't know what was working out behind the scenes, but based off of what we're seeing here, yeah, I don't know. I'm frustrated when I watch this episode. Like I said, dude should have been like, you know what? You right. I would have curved Janelle quickly. And shoot, and I would have went for mine. That's all I got. No, Stacey?
You're right. Because let me say something. First of all, I just want y'all to know this is groundbreaking. This is groundbreaking. Stacey with the braids has agreed with not only Ty, but J-Dub. And now she's agreeing with PO. Let me say something. Yeah. My partner is a representation of me. There's no way I'm going to have my dude out here being an a-hole. Facts. Like what old buddy said, a butthole. If I can be a butthole, she gonna be missing me. Like she don't know what she missing, but whatever. That's a whole nother couple. But y'all know my quote's been on tonight. Anyway, like there's no way that I'm going to be attracted to someone who is hateful deliberately for no reason. Lee sitting on the couch. Lee, what you was doing? Sitting on the couch, minding your business. Because somebody didn't buy some shoes for somebody. Bitch, what? I mean, because you coming for me. And we've seen this from her time and time again. Time and time again. It's one thing to be in your soft girl and get the butterflies, the coochie, all of that when you're around your man. It's another thing to be an a-hole around your man to the other women, putting them down, talking about their attire, talking about whether or not they can afford designer or labels, talking about even interrupting other men's conversations that you have nothing to do, hyping up bad behavior, doing all of this negative, injecting all of this negativity in places that has nothing to do with you. At the end of the day, everywhere Janelle was had nothing to do with her. Even if we come down to Jessica and Chris, which she ruined for many, she ruined how many people view Jessica because birds of a feather and Flavor Flav hyping up bad behavior. So when somebody got you, when somebody got you in a fun jump, think about it. When somebody got you in a fun jump and y'all on the same little bounce pad and they jump next to you and you bounce up higher than their bounce, that is what Janelle did to Jessica as far as negative energy, in my opinion, right? So you got somebody hyping up all this bad behavior, but you want to compare Lee to her. You want to compare your two mains to each other, and one of them exudes this behavior, exemplifies, demonstrate. Like we can't even close our eyes. Like this is what the hell she does. This is what she does. This is what she does to the other women. She makes them feel uncomfortable. She's giving the bullshit. Then You want to sleep on somebody for this? This ain't a representation of you or how you feel or something in you. I like my man strong, and I like my man to correct me on my bad behavior. Ty, J-Dub, P.O. Just my guy friends, platonic. Before y'all say some dumb stuff, platonic. How many times, if I'm ever in a bad behavior place, why y'all be like, Stacey, you wildin'? I am. Yeah, this is what you did. Oh, my bad. I need to apologize. I'd be like, I need to apologize for real. Oh, my bad. Let me go go because I was wrong. That's all I'm saying.
All right, guys.
Oh boy.
I don't know where that music is coming from, but I just want to say, let's go ahead and introduce warm welcome for Lee. She's underneath me. She is on the panel for you guys in the chat. Make sure you give her a warm welcome. Hey, Lee girl. Hey, it's so much we want to ask you.
I know.
I got so many questions. So many.
I cannot join my video because I'm in the bed.
Fine. We appreciate you. Yeah. Lee? Is she there? Also, too, just to let you guys know, Aries is actually in the chat. Shout out to Aries. Hey, boo, hey. I don't know if Lee is still there. But just to let you know, Lee, you're still here, but we can't hear you. Okay. All right. Sorry to cut y'all off. I just wanted to let y'all know that Lee was up here with us.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to Stacy real quick if she didn't black out already. I just want to say Stacy is exactly right. You know, when she get all wild and Stacy-ish and all that kind of stuff and go off the hinges, we reel her, we fish her, we reel her back in and speak to her and attempt to make her accountable. That last part of it.
Do you mean combative? You mean I'm combative?
No, you're not combative any longer. You're the Stacy B that we all know and love, and everything is fine. And we appreciate you for your transparency. I'm gonna let somebody else take it.
P.O., you there?
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Ain't nothing but regular life, watching my team get their ass handed to them. But I think we got Lee back in the building.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I think she had to switch up her joint.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
now.
I don't know what I did. I'm just gonna not press anything. Hey, y'all.
Hey, they got some questions for you, Lee. They got some questions for you. And I just want to say shout out to you. I don't know if you watched my last live watch party. I gave you a standing ovation. I am so proud of you. Thank you for standing 10 toes. Thank you for knowing your worth. Thank you for not being second. Thank you for picking your flowers, choosing your flowers when you feeling like you don't need a man to validate you and to be picked on this show, to feel like you were the winner. Okay, you won, girl. You won.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. I think that my thing was everybody was like, we wanted you to win. I'm like, what?
Win.
You know what? You won. You chose yourself and you won.
Right. And I think I've just been like I had to just take a mental break from everything. I'm so happy like all the girls have been, inspired to just examine their situations and just make sure you're setting the bar. And I'm just happy that that everybody was able to see the journey and that it kind of just reminded women like, just because a man is like trying to pursue you or offer you crumbs, like you don't have to accept that. And I think a lot of stuff, I guess I wish y'all could see the whole thing, because any concern that Quentin had expressed during the process, I get to see how much of a game was played, like watching it back, because I've never heard any of these things like, oh, can she have fun? Can she turn? Those things were never discussed. So I think it was just a matter of trying to have, I guess, two options at the end of the situation and just kind of stringing along and then playing another way. But I got to see that in the X date. And one thing I pay attention to is like how people are around other people. So at the X date, when he said that he ghosted me, I just got quiet because that never happened. And I was so upset. I was like, when did you ghost me? Like, what was going on? So I realized there that a game was being played.
So let me just get in there. I just want to say something.
Yeah.
First off, directly to you, congrats for, choosing yourself, showing your worth, and not undervaluing yourself as a woman. We actually got a chance to see live on live TV, how bad relationships or how, the gameplay is in the streets when guys are really trying to, court women and things like that. And here's Stacy's over there laughing. I'm just keeping it a buck though. We really had a chance to see how that plays out on TV in the real world, right? And so you do get a sense of how sometimes women can, have this distrust when guys are talking what they talk. I get it. I've seen that live. But one of the questions that I did have for you is, so the conversation with Tommy, right?
Uh-huh.
When did you come up with, okay, it's checkout time. I'm good. Is this something that you felt prior to, and you said, you know what, you talked to a production or whatever, and they said have it on camera? Is this something that was just like really off the cup, like, you know what, I had enough. I'm over this. So let's just have a conversation about it.
Yeah. So what happened was after we left the house, I could kind of see how things were gonna go as far as, like Chris's elimination, which he was my other like strong connection at that point. After Chris was eliminated or leaving, that was when I determined that I wanted to leave the process. Before the family day, before the baseball day, I wanted to leave the process. And production was on the same page. I know we see cast members and stuff saying, oh, I wanted to self-eliminate, but it's not like you can just leave. Like you can't just, you're under contract. You can't.
I know.
So we were all on the same page. Like production was like, we see that this is not going like fair or whatever. So we all were on the same page. So I was ready to go after the house situation and Chris's elimination. But I agreed to wrap the storyline because I didn't want to just leave it like hanging like, oh, I just disappeared.
Right.
So I had to wrap the storyline up with Quentin. Before the family day, it took a lot of talking, like with production and stuff to even get me on that family day. Cause I was like, for what? Like, why am I going here? So yeah, but it was at that point.
All right, Jen, I just had one more follow-up question. That's just like probably a double question at the same time. So first off, the first question is do you think that Chris got a raw deal in terms of being voted off? That's number one. And number two, your connection with Quentin and Chris, which one was more stronger, or which one was, what was the tier? What did that look like?
So I'm pretty slow to like say that I like somebody. Just because I feel like you need to see a person in multiple seasons before you just commit to saying, like, you'll notice like even on the season, you never just see me sit down and like express like, oh, I really like Quinn. I really, like, oh, we have a lot of similarities, but that doesn't mean we're compatible. And I continue to say that throughout the season. Chris would be more in line with what I want for a relationship. Just because he's put himself in position to like be a leader, be a provider, be all, and we have the same ideologies when it comes to relationship. Quentin and I, not so much. I know a lot of people think like, oh, I have hundreds of comments like, y'all were a better match. And I'm like, no, like we actually are not. Like we might be a good match to work out together, but that's about it.
Right.
but I think that when we came into the situation, that production had a storyline in their mind that Quentin and I would be a match. Because when I said in my first interview that I don't typically date fitness guys, they stopped the cameras actually. I was like, wait, what? And I was just like, no, I typically don't. So that was that. The first part of your question was, what was the first part?
Okay, no worries. So do you think that was it unexpected when Chris was eliminated? Like, do you think that he got a fair shake in that? Or do you feel like somebody else should have taken his place?
I don't think that it was fair that Chris got eliminated when he did, because he had 3 strong connections and he did a great job in the house with me, Cat and Aries. Like, he really did a great job dividing his time. I don't know if y'all got to see that, but he did a really excellent job in the house. And I think that, you know, they have the story that they want to tell and the picture that they want to paint. I hate how he, you know, like, went out of this situation, but you know, it is what it is. I think he was okay. He was okay with leaving when he did. He was so over all the going back and forth and everything. So he was just like, I have my connections and I have y'all phone number. Bye. Like, so he was okay with leaving.
Gotcha.
And Aries plot, plan, and execution. No lies told. Yeah. I think I knew Chris was gonna go home when we were at the bridge, when they were eliminating Sierra, and they said that Jessica had been called combative. That was a really big blow up moment that y'all didn't get to see. It was very intense. Like, oh, okay, so she combative, this and that. Like, it was, people was going crazy down there. I was like, oh, they about to be off with your head, Chris. That's why I was trying to get like some clarity. I think they aired a scene on the YouTube with Chris and I having a conversation where I was trying to understand, like, what's going on? Did you say it? Not say it? Like, what's what? So yeah, I wasn't shocked that he went home, but I don't think he deserved to go home at that time.
So that whole combative issue, it was a little bit more intense than what we actually saw as the viewing artist, our audience.
Yes, it
Wow.
was a lot that was going on, which I don't understand. The deal with, like, it's not like it's a sin to, like, if you come off a certain way and someone describes you as that, I think it's our responsibility to just say, you know, like, well, let me help you. Let's help me understand your experience with me. Like, what was going on? Like, how am I coming off it? Can I not see myself, instead of being like, you can't call Black women this and that, blah, blah, but you can call them everything else. I don't know. I was over it.
Okay, so if I can jump in.
Yeah.
So one thing that I heard, like the little birdie that sat on my shoulder, was that in that moment, in that elimination conversation, the conversation was brought up still, like, so why didn't we work out from the lady's perspective? Is that the same information that you heard as well?
So why didn't you, are you saying Jessica asked that, or I'm confused?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't know about that portion of the conversation. I'm just saying, like, at the bridge during the elimination part, it was a big deal that after they said combative, like, it.
What do you mean? So, like, where were y'all at? Like, y'all were on the bridge, or was this like after, like, after Sierra left and then it was this big blow up?
Well, right when we were on the bridge, and we finished that scene of Sierra being eliminated, there was a lot of reaction to her being called combative. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna see about that. We already know who said this. It's like so much hostility. And I'm like, I don't know where women talk to grown men like this. I was confused. It's a different environment for me. It was very hostile. So yeah.
So it was like, so that makes sense. Like, it was like a lot of indirect, like, I'm standing here, like, y'all know how some people do. Like, if you got beef with somebody and they standing right there and you start talking about the beef you have with them without directly addressing them.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Because that's how I felt it was, like, inside the house. Because I was like, we all know, like, we've all addressed this. Like, why are we beating this? The other thing is, Lee, what I wanted to say about you, and this is like more of like a PO question.
Mhm.
I feel like I appreciate when you left because I didn't like the narrative that was starting to be shown of you. Like you're a hanger on and
Right.
like you have no substance. So I love that you were like, stop, I'm out. Because we can see what you have to offer. And if I can tell you this, because you said you took a break from social media and stuff, women have been very complimentary of you. Like I'm probably sure like you like people always like try to sub subject what's the word? Subject what's the word? Be subjective of your body.
Mhm.
But for the most part, like everyone has been like pretty like appreciative, like you are goals. So I think like what you exude physically is in your exit, we can see that you have the same mental fitness as you do physically. And I absolutely love that.
Thank you so much. And I have been like, honestly, like women have been messaging me so much and just everything. I'm so appreciative of it. Had to just try to like protect my peace because a part of you wants to respond to people who are wrong about you in the comments and all of that. But I was just like, let me just take a minute, shut all this out. And then I come back and try to thank all of these people. But I'm happy with the way, I'm happy with the way that I was able to show up despite the role that they wanted me to play because the only reason why I want to correct this situation, even the clip where y'all see where I said, oh, I gave him the cheat code to come and my room was they should have shown the part. So where that stemmed from, me and Quentin had a conversation at the grill at the house when he was grilling. And he expressed to me like, this is way more intense and uncomfortable than I, like predicted it would be. I don't even know how I'm gonna navigate this because again, like I said, we went from a dating group to in a relationship when we got to the house, like, oh, this my man and his baby this and baby that. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I thought at that point, I felt like me and Quentin needed to have a conversation to give the closure on camera. That's what I thought should have happened at the house. Like, let's end this here. But that wasn't, like how they wanted it to play out. So once he expressed to me like how uncomfortable it was at the grill that day, I was like, okay, well, I'm staying right at the top of the stairs. If you want to come find me, um, then we can have a conversation. It was like that. And then I feel like the way they showed it is like, I'm like so thirsty, like just sneak away and come like, no.
I'm for one so glad that you cleared that up because I don't know you from Adam, right?
Right.
But I knew when you was talking about I gave him the cheat code, I was like, oh, that's what we trying to make Lee look like? Like you thirsty, like you're like, oh, I'm acknowledging I'm the second. So let me try to lure you with all of this amazing
No,
body because I have nothing else to offer. Like they tried to fill your ass and you wouldn't have it. I love it. I'm glad you took control of the narrative.
right.
And you owned yours.
And to Quentin's defense in that situation, Janelle and I had a moment in the lounge where at first everybody was cool, like in a good space, and we had a moment in the lounge where we came to a disagreement. If you come to a disagreement with her, it's pretty much that's what it is. Y'all gonna be into it forever. I don't know. So I expressed to him, hey, me and me and Janelle are not in a good space. So do not put us in any situation to where it can cause conflict. I had expressed that this happened prior to us going to the house. I told him that don't put me in any situation, don't joke, don't play, don't any of that because I don't want to be I don't like the idea of Black women being into it on television. Like don't put me in any predicament to where anything has to be said between me and her. So I felt like that part, when I gave him that information, I feel like that also played a role in how the house and stuff played out. Because anytime we had any interaction, she had a smart comment to say in the house. And I'm like, look, okay, let's not, it's not worth it. Like, I'm definitely not going back and forth with you over Quentin. I'm sorry.
So can I ask you this? And answer as best as you can.
Okay.
Well, you've left, so, but answer as best as you can. So one thing that our good brother Paul is, he is a production stickler.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of Janelle's interruptions whenever Quentin was giving interaction, attention to anyone else. Listen, I was on the show, Paul was on the show, Tyrone was on the show, Sabrina was on the show. Was it all a production interruption, or is this who she is?
No,
Like,
I know for mine, it was no producers involved, because we would walk in directly in the house. And, you know, production, you're going to see like on the screen, they're going to tell you to go interrupt, or they're going to come tell you to interrupt. No. This
so
was
this
not,
is who
now,
she is.
I can't
What?
speak. I can't speak to, you know, the interruption, like say for instance with the scene with Kat and stuff. I don't know if that was from production, but and none of mine were even shown. So this was like little smart comments and stuff, like, oh, it's giving wasted camera time for them talking, you know, like, yeah. So those things wouldn't be aired, and production wouldn't tell you to say anything about a camera. So no, that was just the real interaction.
So okay, so let me just jump in there. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear on what I just heard. So when he's over there fishing and all this other stuff, she just busted out while everybody was fishing and said, "Hey babe, you got us some food. Was that real or what?"
I don't know if it was produced or not, because I was really down there helping the guys untangle those rods. But I helped all of them, and it made it look like, see, and I don't know, like when they went to my facial expression, I'm not sure that that's how that
was.
that's not how that went. I paid them literally no attention, because you have to remember, even though they show like Quentin and I as this connection, or me trying to connect with him or whatever, no, I just didn't care. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, I literally was down there helping all the guys. The only person who had control of their fishing rod was Chris. So I was down there helping all the guys and talking to them, but it made it look like I was trying to have a moment with Quentin or whatever.
So were you okay? So when I was looking at this stuff, I was just so like unattracted at this point. Is that like what you were thinking? Like, here's the whole, like, these men, they can't really do like what's generally thought of as like manly stuff down here in the South, such as fishing. Were you like, where y'all came from?
I thought it was really funny. The whole fishing experience was hilarious, because I'm grabbing the worms out the dirt. I've been a tomboy like growing up and stuff, so it was really funny and just a fun moment that we had down there. But I wasn't really thinking of it like that, because I also think about what if they didn't like have a dad to take them fishing and all of that. So I don't know.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Ty, we saw you doing push-ups as soon as Lee came on, and then you tried to act like you had to get out your chair, and then you hop back in. We saw that. You thought we wasn't gonna notice that. Oh, I noticed that. I've been waiting to say something to you about it.
Whatever, Stacey. I had 2 questions, but I think you might have answered one of them.
Okay.
So, but I'll ask again. So it seemed like what was going on was like this, and I'm gonna use this analogy with the coach and running back, and it was like you kept letting them play, giving them the ball, but he kept fumbling. So at my point, my question was, at what point at the game was you like, you know what, I'm gonna just pull him out the game right now? But I think you had said it was the friend's date.
Oh, the X date
the X
situation,
date, yeah.
where because I think that I don't think that the viewers can get how much of a pivotal moment that was without our other date. We had another date, Quentin and I, where, because I was pretty upset. after that, because I was like, okay, so ghosting, at what point was I speaking to you or trying to speak with you and you weren't talking to me? Like, when did this happen? He was like, oh no, I used the wrong words. I didn't text you back for like 2 or 3 hours that day. I was like, what? So this whole like made up situation, it was bigger than him just saying that in front of Janelle. Um, and saying it in front of anybody, first of all, if that happened, like what? But it just didn't go like that. So at that point it was like a pivotal moment. So just to be clear, like before we went to the house, we weren't really in communication. At the house, we weren't in communication. After the house, we were not in communication, other than me sending my clients to his meal prep services.
Oh. Maybe two more. So one was, I know we had a screenshot of you kind of giving Quentin the side eye. That seems to be like the highlight. But I also feel like during the baseball date, when he came up behind you, I saw your face. Your facial expression was a lot worse than the side eye. Like, how was you really feeling at that moment?
So again, though, the baseball day and the family day were 2 days that I just didn't want to go on. I was ready to be done. So I wanted to, just show up as like my authentic self. And at any point before then, I was still just open to getting to know people and trying to just not pull out of the process. But at that point, my mind was already made up. There was nothing that he could have said, done, or anything to change, like what the outcome could have been. So one thing y'all can rely on is my facial expressions. I do not hide my emotions very well.
Oh, forgot to say, welcome to the family. The last the last question, what has been some of the biggest surprises for you now that you are actually watching it as opposed to living it?
I guess, I don't know. I guess the biggest surprise is the edit of the show. Like, I'm not in TV production, but just the edit of the show overall, like the whole thing doesn't make sense, I guess. And I think that I'm really just shocked that like this is the way that like the show came out. But I don't know. I don't really know what's most shocking for me. Like seeing it, I knew the narrative at the end of filming. I knew the narrative that they were going for because in certain pickup interviews, they would try to get me to say, like you feel like he really liked Janelle, and I explained to them that doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm not saying that because doesn't have any like. The situation, the connection with Janelle, aside from that, if Quentin did not have any other connection, not even him leaning towards her or connecting with her more, I still would not have stood at the end of this process and said, do I want to be with this person or not? We are so like Quentin and I had a conversation about like preferences and stuff like that. And in that conversation, I'm not the preference because when a man likes polar opposites, I started asking questions. Because what are you doing? What are you really into? Like, who do you like? Or are you a man that like when a woman is dating a man, you can know that your man. Okay, she's 6'5". My man doesn't like tall women. I can X her out. He's, like it's not like that. But with him liking women that were so different, I started like asking questions like, so what do you? Like, what do you really like? And, yeah, his answer to that is not me. Like, it's definitely not me.
I might have to, baby.
So basically,
he just an apology.
Can I just give the answers for you?
No,
no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm joking.
I actually had a real question, P.O. So Lee, okay, so since like one of your hardships with joining the family, right, has been like your having like your concept of editing, who do you think, out of all of y'all, and you can be included, who do you think has the worst edit, and their edit is not who they actually are?
It's a few people, but okay. So, I guess we could, from the very beginning, we could start with, who got took, okay. So Tequila, she's very sweet. She is a very, very, very sweet girl. Like she is so sweet, but she definitely like wears her emotions on her sleeve, and she's easily, like if you poke her, she will react. I think they showed her looking like this hothead, and she was just responding to the environment, and it didn't come across well. But I don't think that. I think that she's sweet, but she definitely does, like respond to stuff. I feel like she's sweet, and she responds, and they use that against her. Herbert also got another weird edit. He's so cool. He's super cool. Like I know people were saying like he's inconsistent, he's whatever, but he did a great job like communicating with me. Herbert was another one of my connections. He had a friend date with me. I went on an ex date with him. They cut out all the other connections, which makes no sense, because if I had only the connection with Quentin and then Chris, then how is it that I'm through this entire process never ever being like in the bottom? That's not enough votes. So I had this wonderful connection with Herbert. They didn't show that. Um, who else got a bad edit?
Did Kira get a bad edit?
Oh yes, Kira. Kira is so bubbly. Like she's literally like what you would think of like when you think of cheerleader. Like she's very, very bubbly. She has a great personality. I don't really care for the way that, well, we couldn't do anything with how the viewers responded. The internet just kind of ran with, her situation as a Black woman, and that's just that. We couldn't really do anything about that, but I did feel sorry for her. But I also think she took it as a learning moment, to like just be mindful of how she shows up, because that's actually where Janelle and I's relationship took a turn, in that lounge.
In what way?
Because they were kind of like, oh, you need to apologize to the culture for how you showing up as a Black woman. You want to be white, this and that, blah, blah. And I stepped in. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Wait. And they cut it out, but I definitely stepped in there, because if you're for the culture, she's still a Black woman, and we are yet here attacking her. Like, no, like everybody's like, Black women are not a monolith. There's not only one experience as a Black woman. There are different ways to be Black. Like, I guess it didn't go over well. It didn't go over well with they were like, feeding into the narrative that we're mean girls. I'm like, no, I'm just saying, let's not attack people. Yeah. So,
You're on mute, J-Dub.
You looking for me, Stacy? Oh, okay. Well, unlike y'all, I haven't had the professional experience as an interviewer or a cast member. But since you put me on the spot and you're moderating the panel, I just want to say, Lee, I think you did a great job in showing up for yourself. And you answered my question, because just as you came on, I said, what is going on where Lee is still showing up to these dates? And you spelled it out perfectly about like how you're pretty much obligated, you're under contract, and they kind of want you to stick it out even if it isn't working out. Because I knew that at this point, Quentin had showed you enough times that like he wasn't the one for you. So like I said, I applaud you for choosing yourself and making it known.
Thank you so much. And I think that when we watch the entire thing, it looks just painfully clear. But again, I can never see the confessionals. I can't see what he's saying, on the confessionals, or how he's, like all I know is what we text and talk about or our interactions that we have. So seeing it, I definitely hate the role. Like I never want to be like in a position where women think I'm like, keep trying if they don't get it. No, honey. Don't ever do that. Like I think that when you're in the right space, people recognize, you for what you are, and they should appreciate you and celebrate you always.
Absolutely. That was an excellent point. I didn't think about that. Like you don't really hear them speaking something that he didn't say in your face. So all right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the other things too, is that being coached in those confessionals to spell out the narrative that they already want to portray anyway. And they have their special way of getting that out of you. So, but I know, Lee, you're under contract, but I'd like to just say this. How can I ask this question? Okay, I'll say this. When you first got on the show, or when you first started filming, did you think for a moment like to yourself, hey, this isn't what I imagined it would be? Or was it sort of, exactly, how you envision, this process would work?
I feel like don't answer that, Lee.
Why? I mean, she's allowed to talk about her experience, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this then. When I got there, I was like, this is some bullshit. That was my thing, because I had no idea.
But you can say that now, Paul.
I know.
But
So
when
I'm
you
going to
was in
say
your
it.
fake relationship, going to the fake ass bridge, giving them fake ass flowers, that's not the story you was given.
No.
Paul, let's be clear. Are you saying you was underwhelmed? And you're trying to ask Lee if she was underwhelmed?
Lee, let me ask you a real question.
Come on now.
Let me ask you a real question that has nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Because all the guals in the chat want to know, and I mean, we are upwards of 300, and I'm gonna say at least 285 are women.
Okay.
How many squats we need to do every day to get what you want?
Not just 100. What y'all need to do is join me for Squattober, which is my favorite month. It's heavily leg and glute focused. Next month, I have challenges every month. People have been asking, like, can they work out with me from here? And you can work out with me. I told y'all I train.
So how do we find it?
On Mars. My Instagram is Body X Lee. So it's Body by Lee is my business page, and I always post the challenges. So this week, Squattober enrollment will open up. It starts October 2nd. Sometimes we have like grand prizes. Like I'll do like $1,000 giveaway for the best transformation. All of that stuff. So you can join the 21-day challenges. It's virtual. It's live twice daily, 5:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. And it's girls from just all around the world who work out with us. So you can always work out with me no matter where you are in the world. And I'll be dropping like some freebies and stuff for y'all too, like some little glute guides and all that stuff soon.
Us producers we think alike.
So just to let you guys know, Tyrone put it on his channel. I put it on my channel. I just put it down below on the screen for you to see, where you guys can follow Lee on Instagram. And it is Body by Lee. It's on mine. And this is Tyrone. So make sure you go follow Lee on Instagram. And I would love to have you on the missing link, where you're talking about like your plans, what you got going on for your workout, etc. I would love to have you back So you could actually talk about like your business, and that's what the missing link is. And that's another show that I started after Ready to Love. And because I just feel like, or I felt like that a lot of us cast members, it's so much more to us than what you guys, the viewers,
Right.
see on the screen. And the missing link is pretty much a show to bring us on to be able to talk about like all the things we have going on, you know, in our lives or whatever, and to promote our businesses and stuff like that. So that's why I started that platform for us.
Yes, I would absolutely love to do it. Like, that's what I am just obsessed with. My fitness business, it's like a whole movement. It's like the ultimate girl gang.
Yep.
We just came back actually from Turks. It was like 20 of us. We all went to Turks. We do a yearly getaway. So I'm just really like for women's empowerment and like all that stuff. So I would love to come on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have you. And you know, we already follow each other on Instagram, so I'll message you and then we'll pick a day and time. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, because you know, y'all's guy Marvin and Juju gonna be on here tomorrow. We're gonna be interviewing them, Tyrone and I. So
since you bringing up Marvin, so Lee, let me ask you this. Would you get in the swing?
Okay.
No.
Would you put that apple strap in your mouth and get in that swing with them hooks?
No, Marvin is so cool. I think he's so interesting. I love that he's like very honest. But honey, it was like it's too intense for me. I'm like, you do what now?
Oh, I'm glad you're bringing this up. Because I've always had this question. But I mean, if you know, let us know. So how the hell did old girl get eliminated after she done kissed this man?
I think that we have to really just acknowledge that eliminations are just luck of the draw, honestly, unless you have like a storyline that they want, because you can never tell from like the lounge. I feel like the guys lounge eliminations are different from the women's lounge. Though. Like the women's lounge, we can never tell who's going home, like based on like what we all give multiple names and then somebody just gone. But with the men, I don't know. I guess enough of them did not have a good experience or felt a way, and one person came. Maybe you should have kissed more people. I don't know.
In your opinion, based on, and Aries, we know you're in a chat, so you can also give your feedback as well. So let's say the first 3 episodes, right? Who did you think were the ones that was anybody a surprise elimination to you? Let's not even stop at the top 3. Let's just stop. Let's go all the way until this point.
Herbert.
That's whose elimination. Was any woman's elimination shocking to you?
No, I feel like I mapped it out in my mind. It was mapped out like to play out exactly the way it did. I knew who would be the last lady. I mean, because from the very beginning, you know, the women that the guys were kind of gonna go after. It's still, I mean, I don't know. It was pretty clear to me like how the eliminations would go.
Is anybody kicking themselves today that Brandon got eliminated so early?
Oh,
without saying a name, because let me tell you something. His beard connected and he had all of his teeth.
Brandon is so handsome, honestly, and he's so nice. And I think at the reunion, like backstage or whatever, we kind of got to have another conversation, and he was just like, "Dang, you cool." He said, "When I first met you, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like, ooh, let me sit up straight."
Are any of y'all talking? Are you aware of any of y'all talking to him?
Hey, isn't that reunion stuff though? Like,
huh? Oh.
Yeah.
No. Really, really, I was just gonna tell her that it's not. You know, there's some single people on this panel
Nah, I don't think I don't know. I can just speak for myself. I feel like Brandon is a good catch. I just don't know if he was just like too early.
I felt like that
It
too.
was just too early because you have to realize too, like, wow, that was like if you got divorced 6 months ago, that means you were like filling out this paperwork.
Next to his wife.
Right.
His wife signed it for him.
Yeah.
First of all, him and his wife been divorced already. This was just like, oh, okay, let's go to Marshall's today. Okay, we're getting divorced. Like at this point, it ain't even that. You ain't like you're like, okay, yeah, this shit ain't working. Next.
But you have to think about like as a person coming in, you like, okay, y'all broke up before. Let's let it, like let it be, make sure it's settled this time. Cause
But I think that'd be us. Not like us, but I think that'd be some of y'all show stopping when half of these people be having like little side chicks, side dudes coming in the show, still messing with people, and people was judging him based off an actual conclusion of a relationship when they still got continuations.
Well, how do you think people survive the show? I'm just kidding.
I mean, who survived it? Because so PO, like, let us know, how are you surviving since you want to.
Nah, I mean, I'm just living,
So Lee, we like literally go back and forth like this all the time. I'm ready to love Houston, so I'm down in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to. So I'm from like outside of New Orleans, so I don't like to drive to Dallas because I'm like 2 more hours I can be home. Really? But let me know if y'all want me to pull up. But even though I've been pretty like vocal about the Dallas season, because not you, and definitely not Aries, but the rest of some of these people have my nerves bad. And I'm normally the one that like everybody, but some of my commentary about some of your castmates has not been likable.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, and I haven't watched like the seasons or anything. I generally like don't watch TV. I had to download some sort of app on my phone to try to watch this show. I don't know.
Do you sell meal plans?
Huh?
Some people in Dallas want to know if you sell meal plans.
I do.
Okay, so can they get that information? Do you have a website for that?
Yeah,
she gonna tell us too. You could tell us real quick, but she gonna tell us that on the show.
Yeah, the link in my bio. If you book now, in my bio, you'll have the option to do like a personalized meal plan, and that's just the link. The link tree on my bio will take you to everything.
And if y'all just saw, I was just on Lee's page on Instagram, and I showed some of the videos and stuff. So if you follow her, we put the link in the chat, Tyrone and I. If you go to that link, follow her on Instagram, go to her link tree, the link that's at the top in her bio, you'll find all that information out. She's going to have step class. I'm really excited. But we're going to talk when I interview you, we're going to talk about all that. You can give them all the deets. I'm not sure. And you said it's going to start in October. So at least if we can interview within the next couple of weeks, so you can go ahead and push that information out so we can get some of our subscribers here in our YouTube family over on your Instagram, because everyone is asking about your booty. Is it real? Is it squats? Is what's going on? Like,
yeah, this is my real booty.
Is it
hard? We knew that. Anybody that asked if your booty was real was hating on you. Tell them to quit playing. We knew. We knew, sis. We knew. I just want y'all to know that y'all want to see my booty? Y'all see it? Y'all see it blending in with my back? Now listen. When I stand up at the end of October, at the end of Bootytober, hold up. Y'all know it's because of Lee.
Aries says she's coming back, so I want everybody to write that down, because Aries worked out with me one time. I never seen her again.
Oh man.
Aries, okay.
Honey, I don't know. Half the people might be in there like you had them on in the class like this. I don't know.
Hold up.
Half the people might be like this. Anyway,
I just want y'all to know when I do have my bounce back, when my booty does pop out, my booty do, is because of Lee.
Hey, listen, all you need is a little pinch. That's all. You know, most guys.
I'm a little person, so that's all I need. Like, I don't need 300 squats. Lee, just assign me maybe like 47. Because I still want to have a little bit of softness. I don't want you to grab the muscle.
I'm the queen of feminine fitness. I love you could tell that she goes to the gym, but also you ain't scared of her. Like, ooh. So yeah, like the girls, they just look like they work out, but it's still, we keep a little softness.
I still want like a dimple or two.
Yeah.
But I want to look like what she did. What she do? Did she do some?
Well, start drinking your water now. Get a gallon up in you.
I'm gonna have an LG. I'm gonna have
a gallon a day.
I'm gonna have an LGL and not a BBL. You hear that? We patent it here. LGLs for the booty. Leg rear lift. Boom. There you go.
All right, guys.
And then I'm gonna come back. I'm coming back with my booty, and I'm coming back with some more braids at the end of October. Play with it.
Oh. All right, guys. So we need to finish up this episode real quick. I mean, we pretty much at the end. I don't know, Lee, if you want to hang with us and stay on the panel on the screen with us. But we got a couple more couple more scenes that we have to discuss. If you would want to go, I know it's kind of late. You are more than welcome to go. But if you would like to stay on, yes, because we about to talk about you again. So.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on for this thing. Come on.
But I want you to know, Lee, if any of these backtrackers, it's J-Dub who being real quiet, who may or may not, I ain't even gonna put them out here, but when you rewatch, you will see. Yeah, let's see what he got to say about it. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
All right, guys, here we go. Lee meets up with Tommy and talks about her journey and being pretty much at the house and how it was, how Quentin pretty much spent his entire time with Janelle. Pretty much she gave him the cheat code and was like, my room is upstairs around a corner on a left. Take 2 steps, make a left, then take a right, make a U-turn, but that's where my room is. I'm just letting you know where it is. And she says pretty much whoever she will be with needs to make her feel like she is the one, not the 2 or the 3 or the 4, but the one. And pretty much she feels like she has given her all, and that was it. And and people was playing in her face and she wasn't having it. Okay, I'm done before I go in. Yep. So how do y'all feel about the conversation that she had with Tommy? Do you feel like that she made the right decision? Do you feel like she should have stuck it out? You feel like Quinn was playing in her face? What do y'all feel like about Lee's decision?
I guess I'll start it.
Oh, good, brother.
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to point out that, people saw and they didn't know what was going on. The way production cut the scene where Lee was talking to Tommy, we didn't know if something happened. Was the show going off, or because they never really gave us the answer. It was really abrupt, and I don't, I'm not in favor of how this season is going with production. It's really sometimes tough to watch. But as I said before, I was so glad that Lee, in this sense, chose herself, because I question why was Lee there, even in a room with Quentin, because she gave him enough reasons. And as she explained, she's under contract. She has to show up. She had to do what she had to do. But, it was what it was. And it's just, reminded me of your season, Sabrina, when you just choose yourself. It was just so out of hand, so ridiculous, where the man isn't showing up as he should. And you just got to say, look, enough is enough. I'm not just ready to be with somebody, looking for some type of significant relationship. So hats off to Lee on this one again.
Well, I'll say this. And I said this before, I said this plenty of times. This is the part, when folks get to the getaway home or whatever, at this time, everybody's pretty much in checkout mode. So it's like either you're over it or you just want to get this done and be out. It's one or the other. And so as soon as I saw her and Tommy's face, I said, okay, here come the shit. Because I knew that, she was checked out. And I mean, rightfully so. Chris is gone, right? And there really is nobody there for her. And I saw her like, the Quentin. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So we knew what it was. I knew that they had to set it up because they have to sell the show at the end of the day. This was just a closure. Good. I was, elated that, she didn't waste her time and bounce. I felt like at the end of the day, he said some words about, oh, I wasn't done with her yet. I'm like, but bro, this is not like, I'm feeling like this isn't side girl like material right here. I didn't understand, so yeah, that's it.
What you got, Tyrone?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw the walk up in the at the end of the last episode, right? So we just kind of had an idea that this was going to be the conversation. I wish we could have seen you go through the dating process a lot more. I think the people would have liked to see that. But I am kind of happy that they did give you some grace and allowed you to, say your piece at the end. I think that was a good way of closing it out for you. But that's all.
Stacey B.
First of all, I am appalled. Freaking appalled. When you say Lee Greer, don't y'all, the next word better never ever be side piece, second best. None of that bullshit when it comes to her. Don't do it. Don't play with me. And don't play with me again. Don't y'all ever do it again. Like, if that's where your mind goes, I'm sorry to these people. Because sometimes, let me tell you something. You are never a side piece to low-hanging fruit. You're never a side piece to let me reshape my narrative and how I treat one person to be kept. And then you can't reshape a man that's like, I don't want to make no effort. And this is who's giving me a whole bunch of energy and who I feel like this is the easy choice that I don't have to put work into. And especially with me coming off of people questioning whether I like Black women. So let me just go with the Black women that's sitting here and telling me that's doing this to me. Let me come over here. So stop the foolery. Stop the shenanigans. Stop it. So we know broke Phil and low hanging fruit Quentin are not worthy. Wherever they end up, that's where they end up. But stop acting like it's the women that have the problems here, or the women that's the second best, or the women that ain't seeing the signs. Because like I said, even when it comes to good sister Aries, a drill team, we at HBCU homecoming drill team on the field marching top. Where the flags at? Red flag. We saw it. They saw it. What did I tell y'all? Big D, no E. Both of these guys giving that energy, baby. Bye. Talk to somebody else who y'all with that.
I just think that it was a lot of them playing in our face this season. That's how I feel. I feel like Quentin, when he found out in the lounge, when they met with Tommy, and Tommy was like, oh yeah, by the way, the look he had on his face was, dang, like I really feel like Quentin was playing checkers and Lee was playing chess. Like you thought that you was just gonna have her hanging on like to the very end. So now you stuck with just Janelle. Like what you gonna do? You don't even really want Janelle. You knew you didn't want you didn't want to be with Janelle. I've been saying it all season. Only reason he kept Janelle around was because she was
a vote.
disposable.
She was a vote.
Yeah. That's all it was. I mean, I'm not talking bad about her, but it's like he just used her. He knew that she was not. He like, as long as I say the right things and do the right things, exactly, Stacey. She was a vote that he knew he was gonna make it to the end with Janelle, not with Janelle, but he would make it to the end with her vote. And she knew he knew she wasn't gonna go nowhere. But in real life, he knew he wanted Lee the whole time. But my thing is Lee, let me ask you a question. What was he even doing up until 11 episodes to even kind of keep you interested?
Does he at least smell good? Does he
Oh.
smell like his credit score is 850 and he smells like his cologne costs 350?
So I guess my question is more, I guess, I don't know, the response and stuff from the audience makes me wonder, like, what qualities do people see that make Quentin a good catch? And I don't think anybody can actually answer that. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, I got nothing from him this season. Absolutely nothing.
I told you I was just going off the, I'm a soror. So I've been given as much Coleman grace as I could give. As much.
I was such a fan of you and Quentin from the very beginning, from the very first episode. I was like, oh my God, this just makes sense. I was like, I would love to see how they get to know each other. Love to see like what connections they have, what similarities they have, what, other than like the fitness thing. But I was like, they look amazing together. Y'all looked great on camera together. Like,
why?
Oh my God.
Because when I was looking, I was looking,
Oh.
I was looking real hard when you was working them bodies out. And one of the two men with their shirt off, one is not a physical trainer and he had the 6-pack, but that ain't my business.
Yeah, Chris looks good. He does. I don't know if he, I think he fights with spears or do boring. I don't know what he does. He does a lot of activities and he looks good. But I will say that Quentin at the mixer was who I felt most, like the most similar to. The conversation we had. We wanted a lot of the same things and stuff on the like surface, like, okay, we want to be married, we want to have children, but what does that look like? And for me, when we dug a little bit deeper into like, what does a family dynamic look like? Because my plan, I generally date guys that are older, and Quentin told me that he likes to date older women. I'm probably 5 minutes older than Quentin. Doesn't count. I usually date guys that are older, so that kind of looks a little bit different as well, because I'm like, okay, well, when I have kids, of course I have my own business and I'm part owner of a sports training facility and all that, but can I stay at home for a little bit, like with my kids? Because I don't plan to send my kids to like childcare or any of that stuff. And that situation we just weren't compatible, like in so many ways. So I would say from the beginning it was,
But Lee, can you go back to that? Because I think that is something that people don't realize that Black women care about. Like, I'm a mom, right? Sabrina's a mom. People dismiss the fact that sometimes we do want to be influential in our children's lives, and we deserve a place like other cultures. I'll say cultures,
right?
To be there in the beginning years with our kids. Like, the complaint about where our race is in society has been the critique that there's absenteeism of the mother and the father. And the fact that, like, when we hear Black women that want to stay home for the developmental years of their children's lives, oh, like it's unheard of, like it's something new. I think that's crazy to me. I think that is like foundational. I think that is foundational. I think that even though you're young, you said you're 30, 30, 33?
I'm 34.
34, even though you're younger, I think that is like very like indicative of your character and where you are as far as like maturity, because most people like some people you bump into becoming a mom, things happen and here you are in a situation, but you have a plan and you see what you want, and you're growing your business to where, hey, if this happens, my business can run and I can rear my children like, my family plan. And I think like people who were just seeing you with Quentin early on, like physically, like, y'all cute together. Duh, you cute with anybody. Who you not gonna make cute? Who you
Yeah.
not gonna make cute? Who you not gonna make fun? Pretty women, beautiful women does that to men. I wish men would stop acting like that doesn't exist. Sometimes some of y'all know how these ugly boys don't nobody want y'all till a pretty girl get with y'all and give y'all opportunity and then y'all be tripping. Let's not act like that. But I'm saying to validate you, your mental, your maturity, your goals, who you are, you got it. And you will make anyone look good.
Well, thank you. That definitely. I don't know. I think I've been blown away at the fact that so many people um have this direct correlation between a catch and how someone looks physically, just because at this point they're with the edit or with what we see, I don't understand how everybody is saying like, oh, we were such a good match. That's why I guess it's so confusing to me, because I'm like, well, what has been shown to make us a good match? Like, other than like, just because two people are physically fit or work in the same industry, doesn't make them a good match.
And I didn't like I'm glad, like what I'm happy about with you is that like where I feel like if you would have hung on, it would have looked like the thirsty dumb jock. And I'm so glad that you took control of that. Literally. Because I feel like if you would have hung in through the rest of the episode, it just would have looked like you chasing this dude that's giving his time and attention to someone else. And I would not have liked the way that would have made you look.
Right. And for me, like, I think just like in all fairness, from like a production standpoint, like with my producers and everything, they were like, yeah, no. Because I was like, what sense does it make for us to go to that day when we are not communicating with each other? Like, we are not talking. There's no question to be asked at a bridge. There is no, that just simply wouldn't make sense for like where we were. The only time we were like communicating basically, was on the dates when we were talking about what had transpired, but nothing new was being built or anything like that. So there was really no question of what's going to happen.
Can I say some bullshit? I mean, not just to you, Lee, but I mean to Sabrina.
Okay. We got 5 more minutes, so
I'm just like reflecting on where we are, like right now with the not the couples. Like I'm a woman, so I can speak on what I see from the men, right? Ty, J-Dub, P.O. Y'all let me know. I would really love your interaction at this point. But of the 3 men remaining, we have a guy that chose not to fight for love or fight for connections, fight for anything. He just got the apple with the worm. Then we have a guy who has absolutely no connection, no spiritual, no religious, no, they giving church hugs and one of them don't even go to church. One couldn't even remember the cousin's name and you only met one person from the family. Then the other one, we got manipulating the situation to blame the woman to escape rejection. This is what we got. What that bridge gonna look like?
Dry, but it's okay. It's okay, because you know what? People can make it to the bridge and be on the bridge and don't even leave together.
So do y'all think anybody at the bridge is not gonna leave together? Not for you, Lee, for the rest of the panel.
I don't think that Aries is going to leave with Phil.
Hope she doesn't.
And then I don't think Maurice is gonna get picked by Jessica. He might try it, and I think that Jessica is gonna curve him.
Mm-hmm.
But you have Katarina or Jessica.
Well, Katarina's gonna be like, man, you know what? I'm off this. I think Katarina's gonna be off the island. I think she ain't even with it.
You think she's gonna self-eliminate at the beginning of the next episode?
I feel like she's probably like, you know what? I am not here for this train. I want to jump off of this ride.
So you think she's gonna have the gumption to do what you should have done?
Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ty.
You mean what I tried to do? I'm sorry. You mean what I tried to do? You already know they start yanking contracts. You know what it is. I mean, and I will tell this in front of everybody here right now. I'm gonna say this the last time. I tried to self-eliminate way before the end of the thing, and production said, hey, you know we got a show to sell. So get out there, kiddo. And that was that.
Kiddo, when you was everybody's daddy?
Exactly. See what I'm saying? So we know what it is.
All right. All right, guys, let us know your final predictions on who you think is not even who you think is going to make it to the bridge, who you think is going to make it to the bridge and not is going to really be together, because we already kind of know who is going to be at the bridge. But let me know who you think is going to be at the bridge. Let me know who you think is going to leave them on the bridge. It's a whole lot of people on the bridge right now. It's a whole lot of people on the bridge. But anyway,
before we go, Sabrina,
yes,
one more thing. Lee, if you're still there, are there any surprises at the reunion? Don't give us nothing, but just tell us based on we've been watching. You remember when on White Chick she was like, your mama boobs like beat by like with the powder. So we've had powder all season. The rest of these episodes. Are we going to be like, damn, at the reunion, or what we doing?
I don't know. It depends on your perspective watching the show if you'll be surprised at the reunion.
Does any new stuff come out that you were like, what, when this happened? We helping the producers with this one. You're just saying a yes or no.
Child, I don't know.
Where's Aries? Aries.
Yeah, Aries, did anything come out?
Aries, did anything pop off at the reunion? That's
Aries
gonna
said
happen?
everyone was themselves. Oh, well, y'all will be, I will say this, you will be very, very entertained by our reunion. It's done in true Delta fashion.
Does Chris and Jessica have a standoff again?
Oh, Lord.
So Lee, let me ask you this. Is it going to be 2 reunions? Is it going to be 2 reunions like part 1 and part 2, like episode 12 and then episode 13, or is it just one reunion?
I don't know. Actually, I just know that I think it airs on the 29th, but I don't know if there are 2 parts. As long as we were there, I would hope it's 2 parts, because I don't even know how they could put all that into one episode.
The way they showing Ready to Move is making me think it's 1, but Aries is saying
it's 2.
Aries said 2.
They trying to make us forget y'all. They trying to put ready to move, and I thought we was on Dallas too, honey.
That's what they did with DC. So before we even finished, they were starting Potomac. But anyway, y'all put y'all's descriptions if you are watching the replay down below. Shout out to Aries. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Shout out to Lee. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So good to hear from you.
Y'all so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. And I will be reaching out to you very soon, so we can set a date for you to come on the missing link, so you can talk about your fitness, your plans, your workouts, what you offer, everything. And other than that, we're just going to go around the room. Please, Lee, stay for this too as well. I want to have everyone go around the room. And Aries said, please forget us. Have everyone go around the room and introduce yourselves. Let them know if you're working on any projects, where they can find you on socials, etc. Tyrone, it's J-Dub, Stacy B, P.O., and then we'll get Lee last. Here we go. Tyrone.
Oh, man. Tyrone Wilson, I just released some mental health projects, crushing childhood trauma, interviewing my biological father for the first time ever. So that's on my YouTube channel. I'll be with Sabrina tomorrow night, interviewing Marvin, and it is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So Wednesday, I will have a talk on my channel about suicide awareness.
J-Dub.
It's pretty fun.
Yes, YouTube world, it's your boy, it's J-Dub, the #1 commenter. I do YouTube channels as far as reviews on reality shows, Ready to Love, Put a Ring on It, Married at First Sight, and all that. My channel's under construction, but check some of my older videos out. I'm sure you can still appreciate the content. And I'm gonna pass it on to Stacy B with the braids.
First of all, you can refer to me as Poetic Justice Stacy B with the braids. And not Becky with the good hair today, because I am giving all of this poetic injustice, and it was the injustice of what these men did to us this season, and their fugaziism, and they have wasted all of these women's time, all of them, from Lee Ann to Lee and Aries. They have wasted everybody's time. Everybody. I have never seen such 25-cent gumball competition. Am I channeling my inner Nancy Grace? I needed to be back on Poetic Justice. Hold on. Y'all know it gets late and my ADD kicks in. My fake adult ADD kicks in. First of all, I wanted to tell y'all. So y'all know like how I be doing. So y'all know I just moved. And when I was moving, I was dumb enough to be like, oh, because I had a luxury apartment that no one pulled up on. Let's start there. Ain't nobody about that life.
Wow.
I don't play behind my kids. Gloria. So, and then I moved. And in moving, I was like, oh, we're just moving from an apartment to a house, which I moved from a house to an apartment, so I have movers. So it's like, oh, we've been purging. Da, da, da. So y'all, as I'm moving, it's 5:30 in the morning, Houston heat. We're carrying this stuff to the U-Haul because I was like, why we need movers? We just have an apartment. The heat hit me while carrying it. I said, y'all, we leaving all this furniture in the loading zone. So I've ordered some new furniture, needless to say. And when the sofa finally comes in, because y'all know that is some bull, I told my son, we're going to start reviewing some of this stuff. So keep an eye out on my page, because Ty and P.O., they're going to help me get my life together. And so Sabrina, even though she don't have no time, I'm just committing her to me. Yeah, we're going to start reviewing some of this as well, because my channel is just sitting here and y'all are following it and y'all ain't getting nothing. So I'm about to start giving y'all everything. But if you want a half of something, you're going to follow me on Instagram, Stacy_B. Goodbye.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
we finally got there.
Yeah.
So I just want to say this before I get out of here.
Yes.
Just so that next week we don't have any dispute. Tyrone, I got to keep you in mind with this because we always go back and forth. I'm just going to say really quick, Aries is checkout time. She's going to it's checkout time for Aries, and then for Kat and Morier or whatever, Kat's going to say scam likely, right? And then Jessica, Jessica's going to scorch Morier, and there you have it. So that's that. 100 sightings. I'm out.
I gave my
Lee?
prediction earlier
Oh, okay.
in the chat.
Yeah, I did. I put it up. I think I put it up. Lee, where can they find you on socials? You working on any projects you would like to share? Websites, etc.?
Yes. So y'all can follow me at BodyXLee on Instagram. The link to my website and all things fitness you can find on that page. You can also follow me on Lily1908 on Instagram as well. That is where you will find all things inspirational and all that. And I have some stuff that I'm working on for the ladies, just like some women empowerment ebooks, stuff like that, because a lot of women have reached out to me just on like my journey and stuff. And I've always had a lot to say and I just love writing. So you can look forward to that stuff on my personal page. So yeah. I enjoyed being on this panel with y'all. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right, guys. Tonight, Ready to Love Dallas. This was episode number 11. Thank you so much to my soulmates. Don't forget to sign up for that membership because we will be having Sabrina After Dark tomorrow night, or Sabrina After Dark, Hot Topics, Ready to Love DC. We're going to be reviewing that and doing the watch party for that. It's going to be so much going on my membership channel. And shout out to all of you guys from Tyrone's channel. Shout out to you guys from It's J Dub's channel. Thank you for hanging in with us. Thank you for all the comments. I've been putting them on the screen. Make sure you support everyone. Follow each other's channel and subscribe to their channel as well. You can find me everywhere at Miss Sabrina Seoul. My links will be in the description box below. I will put them up there. And other than that, we will see you tomorrow night for The Missing Link with Adonis, which is Marvin from Ready to Love DC, and Juju, Tyrone, and I will be co-hosting that. And we will see you on Friday for the live reaction watch party here. Other than that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30. Love you. Bye.